This is the latest disclosure in a report from National Civil Defense Headquarters in Washington. It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life.
Double Vision's one of the best songs ever. I don't know why you motherfuckers are laughing.
That's the name of this episode.
Tim Cop is about a police station that only has Tims. Tim Robbins, Timothy Dalton.
I'm not doing urine therapy, and I'm not looking it up.
Fucking chiffonade your underwear.
No, that it was supposed to. It would read nice, deep ass crack.
No, that's it. No, it's Rion the half guy.
So I'm holding my dick, my tiny baby portobello dick in my hands while pissing, watching giant fake tits float down the river.
His name was Isaiah Blood, and he owned an axe factory, and he lived in his guest house.
You guys need to get your shit together.
All right.
I like the new intro.
You do?
Yeah. Amy, not so much.
Yeah?
She was like,
She can go fuck herself.
I knew you were going to say that.
Because I think it's hilarious.
I was thinking you were going to say that, or you can tell her that she's a bitch.
You can.
I'm not going
Tell
to.
her she's a bitch.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
She's a
you were
dirty
gonna say.
bitch.
Well, that's wrong.
Mark from Hudson Valley Transmitter.com liked it. Hi,
Did he?
Mark.
What did you think? Did you like it?
I did. I loved it.
You got to get real close to the mic,
All
by
right,
the way.
all
So
right.
you can bring the mic closer to you.
Yeah, you got
Yep.
plenty of play.
Yeah. So your beard should like be touching it.
Oh, okay. So you
I
can
know
hear
it
my beard
seems-
rustle
yeah.
against the microphone.
You look like a Bond villain. I haven't seen you in so long. Last time I saw you, you were all in leather on stage.
That's the look I was going for.
So we're here, number 58, off and running. And we have Mark Gerlach from Hudson Valley Transmitter, a local sci-fi, fantasy, horror publication.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, man. It's been a long time.
It's been
Mark
a
and I
long
have
time.
lots of history. We used to be in a band together.
Yeah. And surprise for everyone, they're going to play a set for us in a little while.
I couldn't even tell
Oh,
you.
man.
I remember titles of songs, but I can't remember the songs.
You remembered one title that I didn't even remember.
Oh, well, you had Aloe was your little
Oh, yeah,
solo
yeah.
set, which was one of my favorites.
That was like the first song I ever wrote.
And we were working on Tora Came Down
Yeah.
at the end. That one was cool. I liked that one. It was like a shuffle blues number. And what the fuck was that really kick-ass one? What's Wrong with Dirty 2?
Yeah, that I don't even remember.
Well, I'm not surprised because the
was-
lyrics for that were a little bit nuts. Tony and I would read your lyrics like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah.
It was great, though.
I think I tried to channel like Scott Weiland
Mm.
and my lyrics in my stage presence.
Yeah.
I think I tried to do that unsuccessfully.
You were listening. He
Carried
was
it out,
listening
though.
to Scott Weiland's solo record at the
Mhm.
time. What the fuck? 12 Bar Blues.
12 Bar Blues. That's still one of my favorite records.
Yeah, it's
that's
wild.
a fucking awesome
That's a
record.
fucking.
And what were
weird one.
you listening to at the time?
At the time?
Mhm.
Gas Huffer, Mud Honey. If it
Yeah.
came out of Seattle in 1992, I was listening to it.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, 90s and 80s. You know, I fucked up. I got born in the wrong year. I really did.
Nah, I think it's okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, you'd be in your 50s now.
Name any good bands nowadays.
Now, no, that doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying, though.
I mean, I guess you didn't get to see them live, but
There's a couple
at
out
least we
there,
got a
I
black
guess.
president.
Whatever.
You know.
Yeah, we did that. Got that going for us.
Yeah.
But I can't fucking. I don't have any volume. It's weird. Hello. Oh,
Ooh.
every time. There it
What-
is.
What are you doing?
This fucking
It's just-
preamp.
Is it just you?
No. Wow.
Because you just got really loud.
Yeah, it's the preamp on my fucking thing. It's really touchy. There it is. God damn it. Check 1 2. I should have. Very professional. Thanks for joining us.
How am I?
We are still in a basement.
Because you
You're
sound
here.
way louder than me. Are you just louder than me right now?
Yes,
Okay.
I am louder.
All right.
Anyway, so yeah, started up a mag local. I didn't know you were doing newspaper. I thought it was just going to be just online.
Yeah. I work for newspapers, and I wanted to do something that was like a comic book.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do news. We're gonna do other types of fiction too, not just sci-fi. The first one, sci-fi. I just had a story, laying around, and I had someone illustrate it just to get just to get it off the ground.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so far it's been good. But yeah, I wanted it to kind of look, sort of old-fashioned and have sort of like.
It's fucking great. It really is.
Thanks,
Fucking,
yeah.
It is cool. Like we were.
Yeah, I just finished the story today.
Oh, cool, thanks.
Been a little busy.
We were
but
thumbing
I
through
enjoyed it thoroughly.
Cool.
Yeah,
thank you.
I gotta admit, I didn't read it.
That's all right.
we all knew he wasn't going
Yeah.
to.
Well-
Yeah, it should be. I got to admit, I didn't read it. And I'm not gonna.
I literally I made that collage thing, and I was like, I stood back and I was like, man, that looks good. I'm gonna hang that on the wall. Fuck, I never read that.
That's all
But
right.
but there were so many ways that you could have read it online.
I know.
You
I
could have.
just,
I
I'm
mean,
bad, man. I'm
you could have
terrible.
grabbed it at like
I'm
any
fucking
coffee
terrible.
shop.
It's your story?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh shit! Now I really feel like a
Yeah.
fucking asshole.
You should.
Yeah, you should.
But yeah, the next one comes out in May, and the next one will be more shit than just one story.
Do I still have time to get advertising in?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
And anyone.
I'll have the money like Tuesday.
Dude, no worries.
Yeah.
And your photo will also
Mhm.
be in it as
That's
well.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adams.
Which one are you putting in again?
The light bulbs. On the
Sweet.
radio.
Yeah. Yeah. That was at the asylum.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a cool photo.
Yeah.
It's
You got a
really
lot
cool.
of good shots at that.
Yeah, that was a
that
good
fucking
day.
place.
And some of your work is also on the
On
web
the
at
site, yeah.
Hudson
Yeah, I
Valley
saw that. I
Transmitter.com.
really appreciate that.
Yeah, dude, it
Yeah.
looks great.
Thank you.
So yeah, cool, man. I
Well,
mean,
if you ever need, promotional stuff, let me know. We can probably barter,
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
I don't do anything for free, but I like to hook everyone up. So,
It's a good system.
even if it's like, I'll give you a postage stamp sized ad. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
do whatever you want.
Yeah, and the next one we're gonna have poetry.
Mhm.
There'll be fiction as well that's illustrated, and
Mhm.
also art. And I think it'll break it up a little bit more. This one's a little, it's a little heavy with one long story.
Right,
So
right.
the next one
Yeah.
will be a little bit more like, easy to kind of flip around and just
Yeah.
read shorter things.
That's a good idea. I think it'll be good.
I think it's a good fucking
Yeah.
idea to print it. Like, cause
Yeah.
it's not a newspaper. No one
Yeah.
gets their fucking news from the newspaper anymore. I mean, some
Yeah.
people probably sit on Sunday
Well-
with their coffee, Saturday, Sunday, and they read that paper maybe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's mostly online. I get all my news off of AP
Yeah.
on my phone.
Right.
I just got the app. Boom, done.
Well,
I'm done.
I just
but with this, with the
Mhm.
story driven and the artwork and everything like that, it's cooler to kind of like have that
yeah,
tangible. You
physically.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like more sugar
Yeah.
or chronogram or one of those too. It's-
Definitely.
I
Yeah,
just,
well,
I dig the how retro it is.
Yeah, I just started working at Crafted Cup right here in Poughkeepsie,
Oh,
and
cool.
you got those there, and I mean they're going. People are picking them up,
Yeah.
so people are reading it, which
Perfect
is awesome.
place.
Because when I first walked in there, I think it was the day that I went in for an interview, and I saw it there. I was like, oh, that's funny. I didn't know he was doing a print version, so I grabbed a copy. And I think I've grabbed 2 or 3, and there's only 1 or 2 left at this point. And that was a
Cool.
few weeks ago, so
That's
people are
awesome to
definitely
hear.
grabbing them. So
Yeah,
that's
man.
exciting.
I do, regular news for my
Mhm.
day job. So for this, I wanted it to be completely fantasy
Mm-hmm.
and something totally different.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah, I'm glad
I can
people are
definitely
digging it.
I can definitely see myself trying to do stuff that would lead more towards that, because the one that I did of the girl with the robot
Yeah,
kind of
that's fucking
face,
cool,
you
too.
know, I did that for a project and I love doing it, but
He's
it was a
like-
lot of work, so I need kind of a reason to do stuff like that.
He was fucking
So-
mad about that picture for weeks.
Yeah,
He
that
would
was
call
tough.
me. He would text me
Yeah.
this fucking picture's driving me
Yeah.
nuts.
It was
So that's
yeah.
important that you took that photo and then
Yeah,
you added the lines.
I
on her
added
face.
all that in, and it looks pretty subtle, but that was a lot of work.
Yeah.
And especially because the photo that I took from was kind of not great.
and the background was green
Yeah,
initially,
the
too.
the camera focused on her hair,
Yeah.
so her face was slightly out of focus. So I wound up taking her eyes, her nose, and her mouth from another image of the girl and adding
no
those
shit.
in. So there's even more stuff that you can't even see. So that was one that took me about 3 weeks to really nail it. Probably about 20 hours altogether on one image.
It's a really cool photo.
Thank you. Yeah.
Especially like the color of her hair contrasted to the background.
Yeah, everybody gave me shit about that. I was
Yeah.
like, "Are you kidding me? Like it's red and it's gonna look awesome."
Yeah, I
it's
think
like
it looks
Joker
dope.
colors.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, they were bugging you because
Yeah,
of
they didn't
her
want they didn't want to do the green.
What did they want to do?
I don't know. I don't remember at this point, but I was like, "No, we need to do this bright fucking green with her hair. Are you kidding me? We have to do that."
If you do it white, it would just blow it
Yeah, it
out.
would be like whatever. It would just be a girl with dyed red hair. So
Allegedly.
I don't know. It's definitely dyed, and that picture's definitely doctored too.
I think you
But,
made the
yeah.
right choice.
Yeah.
I think it looks good.
So yeah, I like that one. I'm tired of looking at it, but it was something that I worked on for a really long time. But I'm tired of looking at it now, so it's time to move on to something else.
It's definitely gotten a lot of clicks on the web too.
Oh, yeah?
A lot of people
That's
are
awesome.
checking it out. Yeah.
Cool. I'm excited.
Fancy
yeah.
pants.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
I'm
this
actually-
fucking show
yeah.
gets 0 clicks.
Well,
12
we're gonna try and cross promote in some way that this show won't damage my reputation as a photographer. He's doing the wedding show with me at Adams on Sunday, and when I initially mentioned it, he was like, "Let's bring the remote and do the show from there." I was like, "No,
I
no."
might bring it anyway, just in case.
Yeah,
wedding
you'll just be in the
edition.
corner like, "I'm here with Adam Pertain Photography." Ryan, what are you doing? Nothing.
Shh, I can hear you. So, what have you been up to otherwise, man? You still doing jamming at all, or what? With are you still with? You're not with the Dazzling Dooms anymore, right?
The Dazzling Dooms are still around. We're not playing as actively as we were. I think we're just kind of taking a break. We spent 4 years, more than 4 years, really making a record and then almost making another record that's still in kind of hiatus, and playing a bunch of shows and going out of state and doing a lot of cool things. And I think we just kind of needed time to readjust and try and work on new material. I think we'll do more shows at some point.
You're just taking a break then.
Yeah, we're just taking
Shit,
a break.
man.
You
You get fucking crazy with the guys, man.
Hmm.
With like the rest of the band and like just all that trying to put everything together. Even this fucking thing. Just trying to do stuff, keep it fresh, keep it going, move,
Right,
move, move,
right.
move, move, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, I can't fucking stand. I don't want to do anything. I just
Well,
want
at
to
least-
drop shit,
At least with us,
fold
we
up
can,
shop, and go.
Sure.
we
you
can
know?
completely phone it in every once in a while.
Kind of do something most of the time.
Yeah.
You got anything? No.
You should listen to our President's Day special. It was fucking craptastic. Good God.
It's worth a watch though, because I got all dressed up
Yeah.
and he didn't. So it
Yeah.
looks like
Because he thought I was going to, and then I didn't.
yeah, it looks like a
But,
mental institution down here.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like you can't really just phone in a live show. That's going to turn a lot of people off. With this
Right.
worst case scenario, people turn it off and they listen next week. Yeah.
But
At least that was a gimme show. It was an extra one. But yeah, I've never been in a band before. I don't play instruments, so I can't even imagine what that's like.
I mean,
I imagine it's like having roommates.
it kind of is,
Yeah.
especially when you're traveling together.
Mhm.
And people, the guys in the band are great, friends of mine. But when you spend a lot of time with people, sometimes
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
you need a
man.
break. You need to kind of do your own thing for a while. So I love those guys. I love the music that we've made to this point. I think we'll make more at some point.
oh, you're
Cool.
this is great. I love this. I
Oh,
love
thanks.
your music. I went out for I think it was my birthday. You played.
Yep.
At the Chance, was it?
Mhm.
It was
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
I
like
was there.
that was like 4 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
It was
I didn't
while
meet
ago.
up with you after the show though, because we left
Yeah.
like right when the next band came on, because they were just too damn loud.
Oh, I Empire. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Empire, which is some of the guys from Seven Dust, right? That
I
play
think.
Empire?
Oh Christ, I don't know. I can look it up. But
Yeah, that
it's
was a
not
cool
worth
show.
it.
We opened really for Sugar Red Drive,
Mhm.
and
Who were great. They were really good.
awesome. And I'll tell you exactly why, because the guitar player blew a tube in his amp, and that fucking sucks. That kind of like paralyzed them, and they were so professional
That-
about it.
They did that in the middle of their set,
Yeah,
right?
yup.
Yeah. And then they
Exactly.
started goofing around. The bass player started
And the
goofing around.
singer
with
was
the,
like telling jokes, and the band
Yeah,
just
man.
kept playing, and they were so professional. Like that's like the worst possible scenario to be in, and they just pulled it off so well. I thought.
Yeah.
So they were fucking cool.
I had a cable go bad on me one time when I was playing. That fucking freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because Mike Ledrich,
I
he
can't
was our
even
singer.
imagine you dealing with that.
Mike's singing and everything, and like he wouldn't play all the time when he was singing, and all of a sudden it just went. So I was holding it down, and it went out, and then all I hear is fucking Tony rattling his bass
That's
over there. I
never
was
a
like,
good
oh
sound.
shit. But I had I had backups and everything.
Yeah.
I strung it together.
He is unable to speak into the microphone if the YouTube thing isn't working properly. He gets in his own head about it. I can't even imagine.
Oh yeah.
Do you still have the stream?
No,
up?
I stopped having
No
because
stream.
You see, we got the video feed up
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
This is just.
What's
I
going
have
into
to
the
have this
computer.
going.
Yeah.
This is what's
Right.
going into the computer. But I had another window up that was the actual live stream on YouTube right now, what people see.
Yeah.
So I'd glance over to see if it was still on, and I'd glance over, and there would be like, there'd be a internet slowdown, or there'd be like chat room stuff going on, and I'd just be like this, and people are talking, and I'm just reading it. And he's talking to me, and nothing's going in. Just a wall went up.
You got to take care of
It's
the
like-
particulars.
Are you listening to me? Anthony Lavelle says. So,
Yeah. So eventually we will get back into people live commenting, which it's great. I think it's awesome, but we need a third person in the room every week before
shit.
we can
Oh
even
hell
think
yeah.
about that.
Hell yeah, man.
So right now we're kind of just been doing revolving guests, and it's worked out really well. It's kind of injected a new thing every week into the show.
Yeah. Keep it fresh.
Yeah.
But
I
just
think
him and I by ourselves,
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't fucking talk to this motherfucker anymore.
Yeah.
We don't talk at all during the week
Yeah.
anymore because it just all comes out on Friday. Before and after the show. So it's like,
yeah.
fucking.
And do you jot down notes and shit during the
Oh
week
yeah, I
of
got all
like?
kinds of crap. We're about to do
Depends
it.
on the week.
We're
Some weeks
about
I'll
to do
come in
some
with like
material?
I found that when I come in with stuff, we never wind up doing it because it winds up just being like a crazy week, and that's why I have so much. So
Yeah.
like this, I didn't bring much to the show this week, especially, but
I have a
You
little
know,
bit. There's not much going on.
it seems like the
Yeah.
ones where we plan it out too much, they're not
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah,
Like-
because I'm
like
constantly looking at the
spontaneous.
page like
Yeah.
I need the fucking I need the content. I need the content. We got fucking plenty
Yeah.
of shit. Oh, and what bothers me most about the Dazzling Dooms EP here is that Antifreeze isn't on it.
It's
That-
actually
That was my favorite song of that night. I was like, yeah. You're like, Antifreeze. You're like screaming into it. I was like, I love this song.
we came out with 2 other small EPs that are on Bandcamp, and
Oh,
that's
okay.
on one of them.
All right.
So you can check it out online for free if you're interested. Yeah, and we just did a couple. They're mostly demo albums,
Mhm.
really, but they're out there because we just had the material. We figured we'd just throw it online.
Yeah, it's cool shit. We'll play Empty Lies when we come back.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love that
I'm,
song too.
I'm excited to. We've been wanting to have like local musicians come on,
Yeah.
just so we can get audio proof that they're okay with us playing their music. You know what I mean? So I
Even
think-
then, though,
yeah.
fucking YouTube
Oh,
might
YouTube
kick
will
my
just
ass
pull it.
anyway.
Yeah.
You know, they might do that shit,
yeah.
but I mean, what are you gonna do?
It's amazing. They just have just robots sweeping everything for
trolling
copyrighted
the
stuff,
web. No
and if you're fucking Opie and Jimmy with their YouTube page, it's not going to pull their shit because it knows that they have the copyrights. It doesn't know that we do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know.
yeah. The
So,
moment I hit
yeah.
stop on the goddamn
It'll
on the
fucking kick you off.
stream,
Yeah.
like 5 minutes later, I'll get an email copyright notice.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn. We
Yeah,
played
it
fucking.
started
what
with the
we play-
Bengals.
Yeah, the Bangles walk like an Egyptian.
Yeah.
Just killed us. Like we couldn't play the video at all. I had to
Yeah.
edit the video and everything. It was brutal. And then fucking what was it? Hail to
Hail
the
to the
Chief
Chief,
on
the
President's
fucking-
Day got us kicked too. Every time, but that ended up being fine.
But I mean, I get it.
don't
Like
care.
now we're making money, a couple cents, but it makes it's fine. I get it. That's okay. But what if we knew Eddie Vedder? What if he was a buddy of ours?
Yeah.
Oh,
How awesome would that be? Actually, Eddie Vedder, like 10 years ago, Eddie Vedder maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know about them now.
Just like showing us pictures of his fucking kids now or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
Wrote this nice new song on ukulele.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he wants to come on and play his new stuff. We're like, no, we want to play.
Play Porch,
Yeah.
fucker.
If you can play Porch on a ukulele, we'll listen.
Spin the black circle.
I reached out to Mark when Scott
Mm-hmm.
Weiland died.
Yeah.
Because that was your fucking band, man. I remember you in your kitchen doing Scott Weiland fucking dances and shit, and we were shit faced at 2 a.m.
as a teenager.
Yeah.
He's probably not the person I would recommend teenagers to idolize.
Well, back then,
But,
we didn't have the internet. We
yeah.
didn't. Well, we had the internet, but it was like basic shit, and we
sort
didn't
of had the
see
internet.
these people
You couldn't
as
watch a
as
video.
insane as they fucking are. We
Yeah.
didn't see that shit,
But I still think he's one of the best singers of the 90s. He had, I think, one of the most just electric stage presences of any frontman.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw them a couple times, and they just fucking rocked every time I saw them.
Yeah.
And he wrote interesting lyrics. And he tried to do the Bowie thing where he always, like kind of changed his appearance and shit.
Yeah.
And, like when Tiny Music came out, I think that's a record that like no other big, grunge band could have made, because it had like, Lady Picture Show.
Yeah.
And like
It was weird, man. It was
Yeah.
like, I don't know. It had like this weird kind of garage. It was like garage rock from the 70s. That's
Right.
what it sounds like to me. Like it's a little bit psychedelic. It's really gritty. It sounds like they just had a bunch of microphones hanging in a room. It just that album didn't get enough credit, in my opinion.
That's my favorite SDP album, to be honest. And yeah, I fucking idolize Scott Weiland, man. It's a shame that he passed away. I think a lot of people kind of thought it would happen earlier, because he was such he was an addict for such a long time.
When that news first came out, I was like, oh, it's about time.
Yeah.
It's the way it goes.
And you could see, if like you're saying, like now you could watch performances on YouTube and shit, and he was just terrible. Like, forgetting
man.
he looked like
It was bad when they did Unglued. We played that on the show.
Oh, so bad.
I thought
Yeah.
we were gonna like have a good laugh at it. Him playing Unglued with his
And it was just kinda
with
like-
the band right before.
yeah.
Yeah, we kind of were like, we couldn't make fun of it. We were like,
yeah,
I don't wanna, I feel bad.
it was like it was watching it like a car wreck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like it was like a beheading video. That's yeah.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, it was just
Oh,
I don't want to
Jesus.
see this, but I can't
Yeah.
look away.
But
Yeah.
I mean, he passed away, and that was really unfortunate. And then a bunch of other rock stars that were fucking awesome passed away.
Oh, Bowie
It was
and
just a
Lemmy
shitty year
and
for
fucking.
rock
Oh
and
yeah,
roll.
2015 into 2016 has
Yeah.
just been a nightmare
Yeah.
for really fucking cool, like interesting people just dying.
I watched Airheads in honor of Lemmy.
Shit, yeah, that movie rules. We
Uh,
did. We played
yeah,
that.
we
We
played
played
that
that
clip.
sound clip today.
fucking
When we
hilarious.
went on for that, it was fucking. It's a
Big
shame, but
shemmy.
whatever. But that's another guy. He just wasn't. He was like he just fucking redlined it his entire life.
Yeah, man.
Booze and cigarettes and just boom, go,
Jack
go.
and Coke, and he would sit in that bar in L.A. I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah, I don't even know.
The Wonder Room or some shit, and just like sit in the corner, I guess, and like play the slot machine all day and fucking drink rum and Cokes and smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, Jack
That
Daniels.
sounds awesome.
Jack Daniels and whatever rum.
Yeah.
He used to do rum and Jack. That's
or-
all he would do.
If
Yeah.
I had the money
Jack
for
and
it, I'd
Coke.
probably do the same thing. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Jack and Coke, I meant.
If you were part of if you were the lead singer and bass player of the loudest band on earth,
Mhm.
then yeah, you could do that.
Fucking gnarly bass player though, dude. And
He's another one that slips under the radar. It's like
Yeah.
John Entwistle or fucking God, who's that fucking? I'm blanking here, but yeah, Lemmy's another one where you're just kind of like, holy shit, he was really goddamn good.
yeah, and an interesting way of playing the bass. Like a guitar with distortion and shit, and soloing and like doing that kind of stuff.
It's like that
So-
band that's out now, Royal Blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you
They're
heard of them?
fucking
I
shit.
saw them open for the Foo Fighters.
Did you really?
I
Yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to go to that so bad.
Yeah, they rocked it for a 2-piece. They tore it
Yeah.
up. They
He
were good.
splits his bass two ways. He goes like heavy bass distorted, and he splits it another way into like a guitar amp. And
And Local H used to do something similar. They
Yeah?
only had two guys, and there was a guitar player.
I didn't know
who had,
Local H was
like-
only two guys. I
Yeah.
wasn't into them.
They opened for STP in 1996. I saw them at the Garden. That was a fucking cool show.
Holy
and
shit.
that was a long time ago. and
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
they
old.
had like a bass pickup in their guitar that would pick up the low end strings, and to make up for that the lack of the bass player.
That just snapped in my head. What a great fucking idea. That's all.
Can you? Okay, because I don't know what that means.
Oh.
So.
Well,
Yeah, which
go
I
ahead.
imagine 99% of the people that are listening don't know what that means.
You
either.
go ahead. You go
Yeah.
ahead.
I know what a pickup is.
Yeah,
but
it amplifies
yeah.
the sound. I can't really explain it so technically, but
A pickup is just
in the guitar.
Yeah, it's you see the hold my guitar up.
It's perfect time for a song. By the way.
It's this piece of the
Yeah.
guitar.
Those are
Okay.
magnets.
Yeah.
So they pick up the vibrations of strings, turn it into voltage, yada yada yada. However, those
no,
are
not yada yada. I know what a pickup is. I just didn't know that there were bass pickups and guitar pickups.
yeah, the bass.
I want you to explain what a pickup is. Don't go to yada yada yada
No,
because
well-
the people at home don't know what it is.
Well, you know, it picks up the
So-
vibrations, turns it into voltage, puts it through the amp. There you
Okay.
go. That's what I
Yeah.
was leading at. But there's guitar pickups and there's bass pickups. The bass pickups are tuned so that they pick up the low end,
Okay.
like deep low ends, because bass guitar strings are 3 times as thick,
Right.
maybe even more. And then you need different magnets to pick that shit up. Now, if you put that on a
lower bandwidth, I would imagine.
frequency.
Frequency. Okay. Yes, that's right.
Yes, very gentle with that guitar.
And that's the guitar you used to play.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Just
that.
smash that against JP's fucking cymbals and stuff. He's driving nuts. In practice, he'd be like, whack! He's like, no, what are you doing? Fucking, yeah, that guitar's beating the shit. But anyway, yeah, fucking, oh my God, I never thought about doing that. I want to do that now. I might actually
There
start
you go.
playing
Just
again.
put a bass pickup in your guitar.
Those guys used to fucking yell at me because I always had so much low end on my guitar. I wanted to cut the wheels off the bottom so I could sit it on the floor so I can get more low end out of the speakers.
Turn up the bass.
Yeah,
There you go.
like Josh Homme used to
Yeah.
play through a bass. He used to
Ampeg,
play his
right?
guitar through a bass amp,
Yeah.
so all it would pick up was low end. And he used to drop. Sorry, very nerdy here.
Yeah. No, it's okay. It was like, have you noticed I'm just looking back and forth at you guys for the
Yes.
last 10 minutes? I don't know anything about these things. So,
Adam's a photographer
Yeah.
and a videographer.
Well, I mean, scientifically, I know about what all those things you're talking about make sense.
And a bacon connoisseur.
I'm not really a bacon connoisseur anymore.
How about whiskey?
Whiskey? Not as much anymore. Yeah, we could do What Are You Drinking?
Yeah.
That'll get the show back on track.
We do a little segment. What are you drinking? I
All
usually
right.
bring something fucking cool.
Why don't we start with our guest? What are you drinking?
What are you drinking?
Like now, or what do
Right
I like
now.
to drink?
No,
no,
right
What are
now.
you drinking in that cup
I'm
right
drinking black coffee
From where?
from the Sunoco station that I stopped in to get gas on the way over here.
See, it's not always great, but you gotta keep it clean and pure, and you gotta stick with the bit. It's just, yeah. Because like when I'm drinking PBR, people know I'm drinking PBR, and I feel like shit. It's like, yes, I'm poor this week. This week I'm not as poor.
But
Yeah.
my mommy was down in Texas. Now she sends us up this bourbon that we drink. It's like the best bourbon, period. It's called TX. I have it upstairs. It's a sweeter bourbon. This is Herman Marshall. This is also, I don't think this is available outside
TX is
of
a
Texas.
whiskey, I believe.
It's a blended whiskey. My
Yes.
mistake. It's a
Yeah.
blended whiskey.
So it is a sweet whiskey, but if it were a bourbon, it'd be middle of the road.
Yeah. This is Herman Marshall Texas bourbon whiskey. So it's a bourbon style. Like they used
So
to.
bourbon is a whiskey made in the U.S., right? Or is it also the ingredients?
Bourbon needs to be 51% corn, made in the United States of America, and only aged in American white oak. Bourbon whiskey, in order to call it bourbon whiskey, you just want to add the whiskey in. You don't have to say the whiskey part in order under federal law to call it bourbon. It has to be 51% corn, made in the United States. And
Interesting.
It
aged
used to
in
be
American white
just
oak.
Kentucky.
Yeah, and now that's Kentucky bourbon.
Yes.
Like Jack
yeah,
Daniels
a lot
is
of
made in Tennessee, right?
Yes,
So
and
they
Jack
couldn't-
Daniels is not bourbon. Jack
not
Daniels
bourbon.
is whiskey.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Jack Daniels pretty much is bourbon. It's usually it is more than 50% corn, but it's blended, so it's not always 50% corn. It all just depends on sugar content and whatever they use. But batch to batch, it's not 51% generally, so they can't call it bourbon.
Interesting.
So they call it Tennessee whiskey. But yes, Kentucky used to be able to say we're the only people that can make bourbon.
Yeah.
And
Which
then
is
that
fucking
they got
stupid.
sued and the laws changed. So to do whiskey is anything distilled from grain aged in a hardwood barrel. Anything. That's pretty much it. It can be made from oats. It can be made from barley. It can be made from wheat.
This is
anything.
really the barrel that gives it that.
It's
flavor.
the barrel that gives it the flavor.
Yeah.
The flavor and the color.
So,
and
and for instance, if you have rum, it aged in the same barrel. Since it's made from simple sugars, it tastes totally different. Making it rum, it's made from cane sugar, or, technically, if you made like honey liquor, distilled it and aged it in a barrel, it would be rum. So,
No shit.
if you don't age it, it's vodka.
well, this Texas
Anyway,
bourbon
we got
whiskey.
sidetracked.
Interesting.
It's Herman Marshall. It's by what did it? I just fucking looked at it. Distilled and bottled by Dallas Distilleries
Wanna see it.
Incorporated, Garland, Texas. It's like, do you want a nip?
I'm gonna have to give it a shot.
Yeah. I'll give you that cup is probably used. This is like a. It's more of a sweet
Silk,
rye almost.
It's bitey. It's very young. That is definitely not like a 12-year age, whatever. So it's a pretty green bourbon. But yeah, I would say there's probably some. Can I just put like a tiny little bit? I just want to.
It's good.
I don't want any. I just want to not talk out of my ass right now. Thanks.
TX is like really smooth, no bite, sweet. This one's a little drier. It's got that hard grain, like rye flavor almost, and then it's a little sweet on the finish. This is good.
Yeah,
man.
I think this
love
is a lot of wheat, some rye, and corn.
it. Yeah, I just like the bite of it.
Do you like
'cause
any of the local whiskeys like Hudson?
They're hit or miss.
Yeah.
I like Hudson.
Hudson's very
Hudson's
good.
baby bourbon
It's
is
just
good. Their rye is great.
Honestly, the price point is what
It's expensive.
completely throws them out
Super
the window for
expensive,
me.
yeah.
They're not
it's a
good
tiny
enough.
bottle.
Yeah, they're not good enough for what they're charging.
Yeah.
But what you're paying for is everything's local.
Right.
You go to the distillery there, you can see the field that they're growing shit.
Right.
All of their brandies are made in the next field over. All the local apples.
Yeah.
And all the grain is sourced New York State. So
So you're paying for
Yeah,
that experience.
it's a quintessential New York whiskey or brandy. I prefer their brandy. I think their brandy is way better. But I do like bourbon better than brandy, so that's kind of odd to say. So if you put their bourbon next to their brandy, I'm going to like the bourbon better. But you put their brandy next to any other brandy in the whole world, and I think theirs is the best.
And then there's Dutch's
Yeah.
Sugar Wash Moonshine,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
just
just awesome.
yeah.
Fucking awesome. And
Yeah,
now
and those
where are
guys,
they out of?
they're out
I
of
forget.
Warwick, maybe.
Warwick
I don't
Valley's out of
And
Warwick.
that's legit moonshine? Because I know sometimes
Fucking
It's
A, man.
sugar. It's sugar wash.
It's a Sugar
Yeah.
Wash
Yeah,
Moonshine. It's
it's-
awesome. It's just it's
yeah,
just
I mean,
sugar and
I may or may
fucking-
not make similar stuff at home,
Mhm.
but it's pretty much just cane sugar, water, and then run through a pot still. So it's technically a rum, but like I said, it all comes down to content and how it tastes when it
Yeah.
comes to rum, vodka, and moonshine. Sugar wash moonshine is pretty much sugar, water, yeast, and then run through a pot still. So you get a lot of flavor that comes through with it. Whereas newer, like vodka is like through these crazy reflux stills where no flavor comes through at all. And then rum is specifically made with cane sugar and then run through, I believe it's a reflux still with lox. I don't really know. Don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure that's how it is. But moonshine is made with a barrel with a tube coming off of it, and
Oh,
it
shit.
drips into a bucket. Yeah,
It's
so,
it's
yeah,
fucking great.
Duchess is
And
awesome.
Is that a whirl?
It's
Yeah.
very inexpensive.
Yeah, it's like $20.
Damn.
It's like
Yeah.
25, I think.
Oh yeah.
And it's
Look,
I've had his moonshine
my
and shit.
cooler is a Duchess moonshine.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
sweet.
they're great, man. They're
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, and they're where are they out of?
Pine Plains.
Pine
Oh.
Plains.
And then
I was thinking of Warwick Valley.
I can't Half Moon by
yeah.
Tuttletown.
Mhm.
Half Moon Gin by Tuttletown.
Warwick.
you're-
Warwick's better though.
You think?
Love.
I like Half Moon better.
Yeah. Are you like a gin and tonic guy or gin martini guy?
I'm a gin with
Gin in a glass
gin,
guy.
Gin in a glass guy.
Then I would agree. The Half Moon is a better straight gin.
Yeah,
But,
Warwick's
nice
strong as
Fever
fuck.
Fever Tree gin and tonic. Oh, gotta have the Warwick.
Warwick's got that. Like,
Do you like gin?
I like gin. I
Mhm.
like vodka. I drink vodka martinis a lot.
Yeah.
The Dennings Distillery in Beacon makes an awesome vodka called Viskill.
I've
Yeah.
never heard of these guys.
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
They're popping up
Dennings
everywhere.
Dinings, I believe. But yeah, they have a nice location there. They make gin, vodka, whiskey. But
Nope, that's not it.
Dennings Point.
Oh, it's Dennings.
Yeah, Dinning. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Just there you go.
Bunk. There we go. Dennings Point Distillery. Okay,
Yep,
cool.
that's the spot.
Cool.
2000. Yeah, they've not been around that long.
Wow,
No,
they
they're
just
new.
started, huh?
Yeah.
They crop up really fast because
A white rye.
yeah, Tuttletown was one of the first ones to really do this, and they lobbied. It used to be like $15,000 a year to have a distilling license in New York State,
No shit.
and they got it down to like $1,500 just by like lobbying, talking to local politicians,
Okay, so
and
now
getting
it's
laws
cheaper
changed.
and they're popping up.
That's why they're everywhere, and
Yeah.
we can thank Tuttletown for
But
that.
it's expensive, man.
Yeah.
How many of those? The barrel is like fucking.
Oh,
thousands of
operational
dollars, right?
operational costs are very high, which
Yeah.
is why Dutch's is so cheap because that shit is distilled and aged in a steel barrel.
Yeah.
That's why it's so cheap. Whereas Tuttletown is so expensive because you have to age it in a barrel.
Yeah.
If you want to call it bourbon, it has to be aged in American white oak.
Yeah.
And Tuttletown has done some interesting stuff, like one thing that you can do, which is what I may or may not have done with moonshine that I've made at my house,
Allegedly.
is you take just an oak stave and you cut a bunch of slits in it with a saw, and then you like char it with a blowtorch so it's charcoal to give it a bunch of surface area, and you just stick it in a mason jar, and in 2 months you have what tastes like a 3-year bourbon. Tastes great, but you're not allowed to do that. It's considered cheating under the law. It's stupid. There's no reason for
Yeah.
it. So what they thought of was, instead of doing that, which would we be able to call it whiskey, we couldn't call it bourbon though. Which, what they do is they take smaller barrels, and because there's more surface area per ounce, a smaller barrel ages faster. There's some trigonometry or algebra involved in that. I don't know. But a smaller barrel has more surface area per ounce. And then they honeycomb the inside of the barrel to create even more surface area. So
It's
a
fucking in-depth process.
so a 3-year-old, their baby bourbon is only a year old, and it tastes like a 3 to 5 year old bourbon. And then their Manhattan Rye is, I think, a 3-year-old rye, and that tastes just as good as any 7-8 year old rye I've ever had.
Their rye's primo.
Yeah.
This is the Viskill vodka here from Dennings Point Distillery.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. And
Distilled 4 times and filtered continuously for 3 days with carbonized coconut shells.
it's also
Shit, yeah.
pretty inexpensive. I think a bottle it's less than $40. I want to say like $35 or something.
For a nice vodka, just a
Yeah.
sip. Shit, yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
They got all kinds of crap, man. Look at this. They got whiskey.
Beacon whiskey.
They got
Totally.
the white rye, which is
That I really want to try.
calling my name.
Yeah. Let's try and get a bottle of that for the next show.
Hell yeah. And they got a Great Nine gin.
God damn it, we're gonna be hammered.
This is cool. It's called Made of the Meadow. Made of the Meadow is a true reflection of the abundance of the Hudson Valley. Wild herbs and wild honey infuse this wheat-based spirit. Honey, peaches, and lemon balm,
And it's-
raspberry, and roasted root.
It's 40% alcohol. I bet you that's just like a cocktail in a bottle, though.
And it's named after a Clutch song, the cocktail.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would imagine this would be really good.
Yeah,
Let's try and get one of these bottles.
let's
by the
splurge
next
on
show.
like $200 and then get a bunch of these bottles, and then we'll all
No,
drink
let's
them
just
all.
get one bottle for the next show.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking. I mean, I'm leaning towards the whiskey, but I would love to try the gin.
But you're not much of a gin guy.
I love gin. It's been about 4 years.
This
since
is
I've been
kind
a
of
gin
a
guy.
whiskey show. We got the
Yeah, I
High
know it's a
West
whiskey
whiskey up
show.
there. We do the TX
All right,
whiskey.
so let's do
Let's
fucking
get the Beacon whiskey.
52% alcohol.
Good
Hell
God.
yeah!
Kick
All right.
you in the pants.
nose of vanilla and caramel, dash of cinnamon on the palate, and a long finish of butterscotch.
This is the fancy
Distilled
part of the show.
It's 100% corn mash whiskey.
This is the fancy
Hell
part of the
yeah.
show. Later, it's going to be dick and cum jokes.
All right, this whiskey is deceptively smooth and easy to sip, but will still kick you in the pants at 104 proof. Yeah, so
All right.
let's get a bottle of that.
And let's sleep over.
Yeah, we should do that. We'll have a Dead Radio sleepover.
Pajama jam.
all these random things that we think up on the show, we eventually do. So we're doing a Dead Radio sleepover now. Do you want to talk about this garbage beer I'm drinking?
Oh no!
It's bad. It's really bad.
What is that? This happens from time to time.
God, I was excited about
We're
this.
just some
too.
poor distillery takes a brewery
No,
takes
well,
a beating.
Okay, so I don't want to shit all over the brewery because this tastes a little skunky, but only a little. Like I could see past it, as skunky as it might be. Anyway, it's KCCO Gold Lager. I don't know if you've been on the Chive. No.
Haven't tried it.
Yeah, the Chive. It's just a site with half-naked girls, which I don't really care about that, but just funny pictures for the most part.
You
yeah.
just read the articles.
I do. Honestly, for the first year I was on the Chive, I was all about like the the girl pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even go in those galleries anymore.
They're annoying.
I just love the ones that's like life's rough, get a dog. And
Yeah,
it's
those
just
are
like
fun.
great pictures of puppies.
They're nice.
And then there's just like there's one, it's Shut Up and Take My Money, and it's just all these like fucking gadgets that I want and need now. So anyway,
Yeah, it's
so,
just like a post site.
yeah. So they partnered with Resignation Brewery, which I had never heard of before them.
See, there's
But,
shit like this.
Yeah,
Is this like a E-bombs world kind of?
kind of
without,
Yeah,
like,
but it's more of a
without the
mobile app.
viruses.
The website, the website's terrible. The app is kind of where it's at. But like this, like I want to see that.
He
I
wants
don't
to see
care.
the
I don't care about the plastic surgery this girl's had.
Do they have
You know?
soundboards with celebrities?
No.
No.
Okay,
is
but
my
this
favorite.
is great. Here you go. Can you click on that?
Saying I have a drinking problem is like saying Bruce Lee had a kung fu problem. It's not a problem if you're the best at it.
Like that's great. So
And-
anyway, the
and
Chive,
it's like, shit like that. So,
the Chive is fun. Go
but
on the
they have their
Chive.
own
But
beer. They
have-
do a lot
they
of
have their
charity
beers,
shit,
yeah.
and they're like,
So-
it's like a decent
Yeah.
company,
I'm all about the Chive. And they had their black lager, which is awesome. It's just very dark but approachable, kind of like a porter, but more easy drinking.
Mm-hmm.
About 4.5-5% alcohol, great beer. And now they have their gold lager, which is these beers haven't been available in New York regularly. And I just noticed this, so I figured I'd get it. And it's really not good. It's
What's it taste like?
at best like milk toast. It's just a Yingling is better.
Wow.
Yeah, like a lot better. It's too sweet. It's a little flat.
What was the other one that you had? You had something else.
No, that was Sierra Nevada.
Oh,
I got like a mix pack, but I already had that. That was their double IPA, which
Okay.
is great. But yeah, this is like one of the new ones I have. And I have one more new one, which I might revisit a little later in the show. But
Ooh.
yeah. Well, it's another Sierra Nevada that I haven't had. Just came out.
Fun.
Yeah. So I wouldn't recommend this KCCO Gold Lager. It's just very...
Where's Chive based out of?
They were originally from Chicago and then Venice Beach. So
Okay.
Chive, CHIVE.
They actually have a podcast.
Yeah, they do. I haven't listened
It
yet.
sounds very similar
Yeah.
to this.
It
It's
does.
just- it's just
Just
two guys
drinking.
shooting the shit and drinking. Yeah.
They did just recently move, but I can't remember where. So, but they were originally based out of Chicago, and then it was kind of like, pretty much they were robbing stuff from E-Bombs World every day, and they had kind of an okay website, and then they moved to Venice Beach, and then it changed to the Chive. So, yeah,
I'll have to check it
that's-
out.
Yeah. It's fun, and they do a ton of charity work, so I don't
Yeah.
want to shit on them over this beer that I just plainly don't like. It's not that it's bad, it's just it's not worth a $10 six-pack.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
a Yingling is better, and a Yingling is a $7 six-pack. That's really what it comes down to. So it's fine. It's just not very good. This one was bad.
I love when you get
Yeah.
bad ones. It's my favorite.
Yeah, this one was definitely a little skunked. The first one that I had, But, I gave it another chance, and I might try it again, I guess. But if you got a beer that's going to skunk, it's probably not a very good beer in the first place.
Yeah. Well, there's that.
Indeed. Yeah.
What do you want to talk about? I got a bunch of different stuff. I don't know, unless you want to take a break quick.
What time is it?
45.
Yeah, let's take a quick break.
Around
and we'll
45.
come back and talk about drones.
And drones and
Let's
sci-fi
talk
shit.
about drones.
Are you into are you into sci-fi? Is that like your thing, or
I've
is it
gotten
just
more into sci-fi as an adult. As a kid, I was never really into comic books and shit. I was into just basically rock and roll.
Yeah.
But as an adult, I've become more into sci-fi. I've read a lot of sci-fi books, and now I started to collect comics and shit.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Which is
That's kind of nuts nowadays. That's
It's
like a
expensive.
crazy thing.
It's expensive, yeah, but I mean, I'm not hardcore into it. If I see some shit that I think is cool, I'll just pick it up,
Yeah.
for like
when
50
I was
cents, $1 here and there.
when I was in like junior high and shit like that, I was into comic books. And once I picked up that guitar, it was over.
That was it.
It was
right?
over, Johnny.
was a
That's
wrap.
all I fucking did. Music and oh, who's this band? Who's that band? Who's
Yeah.
that band? Going to subpop.com. Whoever was signed to Sub Pop, I listened to a little bit. That's all I did. And now that I'm not playing anymore and I'm doing this thing, I'm just like, I want to watch a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
That's all I fucking watch. That's all I
Yeah.
care about.
Yeah.
and the comic book shit. Haven't
Yeah.
seen Deadpool yet, though.
Gotta see Deadpool.
I haven't seen it either.
Go see Deadpool.
We should
Yeah.
go together,
Go
Mark.
tomorrow.
Oh.
Oh, no.
You guys bring the remote.
All right, so let's take a break. We'll come back with some Dazzling Dooms, and we'll get into some sci-fi shit because there's a new.
Yeah, because if you want to, we can talk for 2 more hours about just time travel.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Yeah,
about time lapse.
'cause-
I just saw this crazy
yeah.
movie called Time
Don't
Lapse.
get
that
into
I
it
wanna
now.
talk- I know.
time lapse
Oh,
after the break.
It's a cliffhanger.
Ghostbusters, the new Ghostbusters movie dropped
Yeah.
the trailer. Have you seen
I
it?
did see the trailer.
We haven't seen it, so we want to watch it cold. And there's some other shit. So we'll be right back. What is this? Why is it frozen? All right, fuckers, we'll be back. We'll be back. Wait right here and keep watching the skis. The soothing dance rock sound. The dazzling beams. Dance rock, right?
That's what we were going for.
Sure was. Oh, God. Pictures.
I just had to get a few.
Right there. That little falsetto thing.
Yeah.
A man after my heart.
Alex's voice kills it, man.
He can
He's
rip,
got a very
man.
powerful voice.
Yeah, he sure is. So, somebody was like, I was playing Queens of the Stone Age for somebody one time, and they're like, what's with that weird thing that he does with his voice where it gets really high, but it's not really high, it's kind of muted? And I'm like, oh, that's called a falsetto.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't like that. I'm like, get the fuck away
Give you a
from
hard
me.
of hearing.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe you didn't grow up.
Maybe you haven't been around music for the last 400 years, but that's been pretty commonplace.
Come from a broken home. Well, yeah, if there's falsetto in there, I'm gonna jump right on. I love that shit.
Yeah, that was the last vocal take he did too, and he just nailed it. And we threw some distortion on it, and it just fucking came out.
Yeah,
good.
I like how the little distorted effect. You guys played around a lot in the studio. The one we recorded, we were on quite a time crunch with
Right.
Life on Fire,
Yeah,
and we didn't really do much to it, and it was just we wanted something cheap and dirty. So
the guy who recorded this, the engineer, was fucking brilliant, and he was blind. He is blind.
No shit.
And he knew where
Yeah,
everything.
Good correction too,
He is blind.
because
miraculously.
I wouldn't have caught that at all. But
Yeah.
that saying that he was blind would have
Yeah.
implied he got better.
His sight came back.
Jesus.
But his name is Johnny Young, and he's just such a talented guy. He could just work the soundboard, and he just didn't miss a beat. So we were so happy to work with him on this EP. I was really pleased with the sounds that he came up with, and we did this in Brooklyn, and his studio was his apartment, and it was pretty inexpensive. I mean, same thing. We were on a time crunch, but it took us a while to do this because we actually did it completely backwards. Because you would record the drums first, right?
Yeah.
You do the scratch track and then do the drums.
Yeah.
We always had problems with maintaining drummers. So it was just the two of us. And so we did all the guitars first, and then we had the drummer come in.
Oh,
So we did everything to a click track, and then we had the drummer come in after the fact.
Oh, that must have been weird as hell.
It was weird, but it ended up working out in the end.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, drummers are fucking weird, man. They're hard to hang on to. They're all fucking nuts.
Are you talking about anyone specific?
Yeah, AJ Jonigan.
Oh yeah. How's AJ doing?
AJ's fine. He's just
Yeah?
nuts. He was
He's
fucking nuts. Yeah, AJ, JP, Mazurko. Mazurko was a fuck. He wasn't. He was our lead.
also a guitar player as well.
He
though.
was our. He was.
Yeah, he did both.
Our guitar player because I
I
don't
forget
know.
exactly why.
I think
We
he-
also, I remember another thing. We played the shop, right? Stop and Shop
Yes.
parking lot.
Stop and Shop in Wappingers.
Yeah.
We used
my
to play the
God.
parking lot. We used to plug into the light poles had fucking power on them.
And
So we'd
we'd
bring
rock
our
out.
amps out and we just plug them all in and fucking just blast in the parking lot. Cops came by and shit. They didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, that's crazy. I just remember that.
Yeah, Mazurka. I don't know why the fuck he gave up drums. I think actually, you want to. This is a good guess. This is a very good guess. I'm pretty sure he got kicked out of his house, and they got rid of his drums, or like he couldn't transport his drums or something like that. And he was like, I kind of wanted to play guitar anyway. So here's me.
Guitar was easier to carry around.
Here's me with my Telecaster. Tony's got his Ibanez bass, and he's got his BC Rich fucking Iceman like
Warlock or something.
Yeah, it was a Warlock, BC Rich Warlock spike fucking guitar that you see in a black metal band. But
he
yeah,
is a talented musician though.
Oh, he's great. He's fantastic, but he's just nuts. He's nuts.
Well,
I would love to. If I dig him up, he's got to come on here. He's fucking out of his mind.
Yeah, I remember you saying he was nuts, but I just never spent any time.
You never
with him, really.
Well, that's the thing. He gets on stage, he's like a robot.
Yeah.
You know, he's playing the lick exactly how he wants. Like he's just in the zone, and he was just focused when he was on stage, which is weird.
I played with some drummers though too, like
maybe he was on the spectrum.
Play Awkward Time, or I remember him being a pretty solid drummer.
He was great. Yeah, he was a great drummer. He was fun to play with, man.
Yeah.
He was a nut, and because he was so nutty, it was just like I looked forward to go. We used to do Tuesday night band practice, and then we'd go to Stop and Shop and we'd get steaks. We'd have our friend in the butcher's department. He'd ring up, he'd ring up the steaks. He'd like take like one piece of steak and he'd weigh it, and then he'd take another piece of steak and then put those two together and wrap them in the same package and label it. So we'd get 2 for 1, and we'd have steak night at his house. It was great. It's fucking great. Being in a band fucking rules until you hate everyone that you're playing with.
Yeah.
And then it sucks.
Like I said, I imagine it's like roommates.
It's
Joe and I were the best of friends, and they would live together, and then we didn't talk for 3.5 years. And now we're the best of friends again.
Yeah.
No, well, but I guess it's like roommates, but the difference is the creativity. Right. That's where it gets scary, where somebody's just like, hey, I got this song, take a listen. That's dog shit. I don't like that.
Yeah.
You play it like, Mike had a song that we were working on toward the end. I didn't like it. Right. I hated it. I really I was playing it. I was quiet about it. And then all of a sudden Mike was like, what do you think? What do you think? And I was like, I don't like it.
Just not digging it.
I'm like, I'm not into it, man. It's just not my style. I'm not into it. I was just like, I don't care. I'll play it. It's fine by me, but just know that I don't like it.
There wasn't really a song on the EP
what am I gonna do?
Besides Empty Lies. That was a song that Alex wrote. But all the other tracks, really, I would either write the music and Alex would write the lyrics, or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's you got to have that common thread. I think that kind of feed off each other's creativity.
Yeah, you got to click.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Sure.
Yeah, when we were, AJ was a punk rocker. Mike liked Southern rock. Tony liked Korn and Seven Dust style stuff. I was into grunge.
Right.
All that came together, and it was just a mishmash and nonsense. And it didn't. It just this shit doesn't work out. Who gives a fuck? I had a shit ton of fun.
That's right. That's what it's supposed to be about.
Greatest goddamn thing ever.
Foremost, yeah.
Rock hard cock. When that fucking first chord hits on stage, and you got a bunch like 5 people just standing in front of you.
Erection?
It's the goddamn best. Yeah, you get the craziest
like
rush
literally
ever.
or figuratively.
I don't know, kind of both.
Have you ever played
semi
to an empty room?
Shit, yeah.
Totally an empty room.
Not totally.
Yeah. Our first show before we were the Dazzling Dudes.
Wait, no one was
set
up.
Like waitress. Go ahead.
We
I'm
played.
Sorry.
We had a different name. We were actually called Gozer, kind of not seriously.
Beautiful.
But that was kind of just what we went by. And we played Arlene's Grocery. And this
I played
was
there. That's a great club.
It was a great club, and the band before us had like a CD release party, and they brought like a shitload of people, and there was like 50 people there or something.
You're doomed.
And then they finished, and everyone left, and there was like a couple people that were like, like feeling sorry for us, and like, oh, we'll hang out and check them out, until I turned the distortion on in my bass, and then basically like the 10 people remaining in the room. Like,
that's even worse than like starting with no one there.
So there was the bartender still, and I think at some point he left, and there was literally no one in the room.
You just tossed you the keys, lock up.
Yeah.
When
so
we
just
fucking
kept
done practicing.
Going, we were like, fuck
got
we're
it.
here. We have all our shit here. Like, you know what?
Just
we're
turn around and play to each other. Turn the
Yeah.
mics around and just play to each other. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what we did.
Shit, that kind of happened. Something similar happened. We did a show at Cabaloosa with Pete. He had this whole. It was all night. It started at like 7 o'clock and it went till like 3 in the morning.
That's a long time.
We got late on the bill. And he didn't really know our music and stuff. He knew it, but he didn't know it. He heard our acoustic stuff more often. So he put us on at like 2 in the morning, right? And before us was like this solo acoustic guy who was noodling on his fucking guitar. He was good. I can't remember his... I think it's Peter Laughlin was his name. He was good. He was cool. Drunk as shit. Came up to me. He's like, "Hey man, I'm out." After his set, he's like, "Hey man, I'm out of here." I'm like, and he goes,
"Do you have
I'm like,
a
"All right,
ride?"
Man. And he goes, "Listen, that was a great set, bro. You guys are really good." And I was like, "We're not. We haven't been on yet." He was like, "Oh, that wasn't you. All right, I gotta go." He just left. He was fucking smashed. But then the next band was like a bunch of white guys playing reggae, which is just offensive to me. So you're doing their and this shit, and then we're like, uh-oh. And then they're like, "All right, give it up for Life on Fire." It's like just fucking noise and distortion, loud. You know, the "By My Soul" was the one song that we always started, and it was just an open D, drop D guitar open, wah, to start the fucking song, and everybody went,
"Yeah,
gotta go." Yeah. The whole place just emptied.
Yeah,
there was like, I don't know, 15 people left, and the place was wall to wall. We cleared out the place. We ruined it for the last like 3 acts that were on. It was fucking terrible. What fucking terrible show.
Wish I could have been there.
It was a lot of fun though, because all the other bands and everything, you got to see all them hang out with all these guys and chit chat and shit. But once we got on, all the people that weren't the bands just fucking pissed off. It sucked. Awful feeling.
That's the way that all those things kind of go. That's why they do those things.
Yeah.
They go, okay, well, let's stack 15 unknown bands, and the first 10 are all going to have 5 or 6 people. So there you go.
Yeah.
There's 50 people there when the doors open.
Yeah.
And they used to do the shit where they didn't tell you guys when you go on.
Oh, the Chance was notorious for that shit.
Yeah, so they'd have 5 or 6 bands. They wouldn't tell you when you were going on because then the people who were following you had to show up at the beginning and wait.
Yeah. They started telling us later. They started telling us, okay, you guys, this band's going, Stolen Crown's going on at 8:30, Life on Fire at 9:15 or whatever the hell, or 9:30. And people would be calling me going, "What time are you going on?" "Oh, I don't know, man. They're just like, I don't know. They won't tell us." I just kept up the same fucking routine. They won't tell us. They actually were. I just wanted people to fucking show up for the other. I felt bad for the other guys too.
I think the last time you guys played, I had to work. Like I had to go to work. I had to work at 9 p.m.
Oh, you left.
Yeah.
You left before we went on. Yeah. You were fucking pissed. I remember that shit.
Yeah, that sucked. Yeah, but I was working nights, so what are you going to do?
You said Gozer before, and now all I want to do is watch the new Ghostbusters trailer.
Yeah, man.
No.
Pop it on.
Let's do it.
I don't want to watch it.
Come on, let's watch it. I'm excited.
I watched it
Only if we
last
can talk
night.
about drones after.
We can talk about drones. All right, here we go. Oh, no.
That said Ghostbusters, upcoming supernatural comedy film. It seriously said that.
Oh, 30 years ago. 4 scientists saved New York.
Shh, I'm trying to watch.
I wonder if it's the same building.
Do you want to say this summer?
This summer. A new team will answer the call.
It's a class 4 apparition. It's okay. She seems peaceful. My name is Erin Gilbert, Doctor of Particle Physics. That stuff went everywhere, by the way, in every crack. Very hard to wash off.
We have dedicated our whole lives to studying the paranormal. Now there's sightings all over the city.
Oh, wait, so it's like a reboot?
There are people out there that
No,
need our help.
it's
Holtzman, you're a brilliant engineer.
no, it's not a reboot.
Aaron, no one's better at quantum physics than you. We can provide a real service.
I'm joining the club. You guys are really smart about this science stuff.
Is
but
that
I
Miss
know New
Pat?
York, and I can
I
borrow a
don't
car
fucking-
from my
From
uncle.
SNL, I don't.
You
Know
didn't
her
disclose that the vehicle was going to be a hearse.
It's a Cadillac.
Yeah, so It's not a reboot.
Let's go. Let's go.
It's a
Oh,
sequel,
sorry.
and they're kind of just doing their own thing. And 30 years ago,
Someone
the
is
Ghostbusters
creating a
movie
device
didn't
that
happen.
amplifies paranormal activity. And we might be the only ones who can stop it. Holtzman, come on.
The hat is too much, right? Is it the wig or the hat?
I don't know, man.
I think it'll be. I think it'll be funny. I just don't think it needed
These
to
ghosts
happen.
can possess the human form.
Oh, hell no. The devil is a liar. Get out of my friend, ghost! Ow, that's gonna leave a mark. The power of pain compels you! Ow!
Yeah, I'll see it illegally online, but I'll never I'll never go to
I
the movies
don't
to see that.
feel good about that.
No,
That makes me.
I mean, I think they're all hilarious. Like, I love Kristen Wiig and what's
Melissa McCarthy.
yeah, and the other girl from Saturday Night Live. I can't think of her name.
Hold on, let me get. it up on
I think that they're all funny people, and I'm sure it's going to be a very funny movie, but just leave shit alone.
Yeah, I agree.
Fucking
But
stop it.
You know
Just
what it is,
come
man,
up
is
with
like
something original. Don't
they're
ride on the
gonna, like,
coattails of something so great.
milk
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
squeeze every last dollar out of the franchise.
Had they actually done a sequel, which is what we'd always heard about, all the rumors were about was that it was a sequel with people from the original movie. Most of them are still alive.
Yeah.
You know,
I think they
it's
wanted
just
to.
fucking.
I heard
who-
Bill Murray wasn't into it, and
Bill
then
Murray.
Harold Ramis died.
Yeah, Harold Ramis died, and Bill Murray didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
So it was rumored that he was just going to be a cameo,
Right.
and then Harold Ramis died, and then the whole thing just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
It's Chris.
But,
McKinnon.
I mean,
Kristen
well, I
Wiig,
mean, who knows? There
Kate
might be
Kate
surprise
McKinnon's
cameos in
funny
it
as shit.
too. They might do that. I don't know, but I think it's going to be like the best possible scenario for them doing this, but it's
Yeah.
not going to be great.
Yeah,
It
man.
could, but it could surprise me. I don't
It just
know.
looked like it was just too
Yeah.
much. Ghostbusters was simple. There were ghosts. They busted them.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It was done. This is like the CGI was like,
Right.
whoa. The
Yeah.
CGI looks fucking great.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's just so much. You know, somebody has a device that's amplifying
Oh,
the
Sigourney
thing.
Weaver's in it?
No, she's not.
Yes, she is. She's right there.
Where?
Right there.
Oh my God!
wonder
What the
if-
fuck?
And Bill Murray.
I wonder if Rick Moranis is in it.
Oh, Bill Murray, Annie Potts, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson.
Okay,
Ernie
so there
Hudson.
you go. So maybe that's gonna help it.
Rick
you know?
Moranis hasn't done a movie in like fucking 30 years.
He's like,
Retired.
yeah, somebody I know caddied for him one time and like said he, like, you know, he's just like, hey man, I'm a huge fan, blah blah blah. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Ghostbusters, da 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 da. He wanted nothing to do with anything. He didn't want to talk about the movies. He didn't even say thank you. He just kind of went, can I just play golf?
Wow.
Yeah, he was like, I don't know. They really must have dangled a nice little carrot in front of him to get him to play.
Yeah, I mean,
dance for the camera. Dance for the camera, little
well,
guy.
I guess that's good. Like we were just saying, Andy Garcia's in it. He's the fucking mayor.
And Annie Potts is back too.
Oh yeah.
What
She was like, yeah, I gave him some French bread pizza and he went right to
he
sleep.
passed right out. The second one, my God.
You gonna fucking give a baby French bread pizza? What the fuck's wrong with you?
The second one was pretty good. Okay,
They were both great. Yeah.
Vigo the Carpathian.
Yeah.
There's nothing funnier than that whole fucking line.
Yeah.
On a mountain of skulls in the castle of pain, I sat on a throne of blood. It's beautiful. It's fucking poetry. What a great movie. Yeah,
well,
I'm kind of bummed, man. It doesn't look very
okay,
good to me.
but seeing all the cameos, like maybe
It might be pretty cool.
maybe.
It just
that,
that
gives it a little bit more credence.
It's
so.
got that fucking Transformers like overblown.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Fucking silly
yeah,
shit.
I don't know. Just I'm not crazy about it.
Did you hear about this shit? The Hudson Valley Comic Con.
I don't want to fucking. I don't even want to know this exists.
I guess we're having a look.
I would love to go, but I know it's going to cost $40 fucking dollars, and there's going to be nobody there.
And there's some C-rated costumes in this one.
There's going to be nobody there. I know you'll fucking bring your A game. I'm not doing shit.
I have a habit of dressing up for the part.
I mean, I'll dress up.
It's May. I gotta come up with a costume by then. I don't know if I could do that. What the shit is this? Yeah, man, this doesn't look fun. Sorry, everyone. Actually, no, it looks great. It looks great. Poughkeepsie.
It's gonna be fucking terrible.
I wonder where they're holding
Who
it.
the hell's their photographer? This is crap.
Indoor soccer field at Gold's Gym.
Paul Zimmerman, Getty Images. They gave him a photo credit for that.
Oh my God. See, he gets like that.
Who's Paul Zimmerman?
He gets jealous.
I'm not jealous. I feel bad for Paul Zimmerman on Getty Images.
Oh, no.
Why the fuck? Like, why would you ever submit that and say I want a photo credit? That was terrible.
You gonna talk about that beer too? That
Yeah,
one's
it's delicious.
good, right?
Sierra Nevada 5-hop experimental IPA. It's fucking great. Came in a mix pack. They have a mix pack that's all IPAs. It's 5 different IPAs.
Oh, cool.
It's fucking great. This is the only one that I haven't had though. Yeah. And I have their rye IPA too, which I haven't tried, or I've tried it before, but I haven't talked about it on the show. Also spectacular.
Yeah.
But you really got to be an IPA fan to like that one. This one's a little more approachable.
Right.
Very bitter, medium balanced, but very bitter. It's kind of a brown IPA.
Ooh, I like those. You like IPAs?
I haven't seen the color, but it tastes very amber.
I love. I got like right before I got this. Before I got the celiacs.
What the hell were we calling it? It was like pre-diagnosis something.
Oh, I don't remember.
It was like PSR, pre-celiacs Ryan or something. I don't know. We came up with a fucking catchphrase.
PCR it'd be.
Yeah.
But anyway, before it was BC and AC.
Before celiacs and after celiacs.
BC, I was just getting into IPAs, like heavy. Like I was just starting to work my way up the ladder to the like most fucking tooth stripping shit I could possibly get to. And then all of a sudden they were like, you can't drink beer ever again, period. And that just ruined me. Fucking ruined me.
Crushed you?
Yeah, crushed my soul. I got to go to the Dogfish Head Brewery. That was kind of like my big last hurrah. And that they had.
Didn't you kind of know at that point?
I knew. No, I knew. I found out.
You were like, fuck it.
I found
for
out
this week.
I found out in December, and we went in May.
And then your last hurrah was your birthday, so well after that.
Oh,
because you drank. You had a birthday where you drank beer, and you hadn't had beer in months. And then it was like a few weeks later, you're like, yeah, the doctor said I could like have cancer. So, yeah. Yeah, so that sounds right.
Yeah.
It was about a year where you were kind of fucking around, even though you knew. You're like, I'll take a pill. It'll be fine. Yeah.
I mean, maybe they'll come out with it. I don't know. You drink scotch, Mark?
Yeah.
Check this shit out. I just saw this today.
I like Jameson too, Irish.
Is it Irish?
That's a whiskey, Jameson.
Yeah.
It's Irish whiskey, though, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the difference with Scotch is the fucking peat moss, and they filter it. I guess they filter it through peat moss or something like that.
Yeah, peat.
Yeah. So that's what gives it that peaty potting soil flavor.
I love that.
I obviously don't.
Say that the world is running low on old single malt Scotch. Whiskey investments outperform gold in the S&P for over 12 months.
No shit.
Not surprised at all.
So like older vintages and everything like that, all the prices are going up because they can't keep it, you know. A 20-year-old, 18-year-old Scotch, you know. They make it now, it's not available until do the math. I'm not going to do it.
20,
34,
36?
18-year-old?
You said 20.
What I said, whatever. Doesn't matter. I said 18. 18 got stuck in my head, so I was like 18 plus 16 equals...
Yeah, it was 30.
34. 34. And there's a bit in here saying that Asia, here it is. Asia now accounts for 1/5 of all Scotch exports, buying up 250 million bottles a year. Like
hell of an investment.
China is like big into fucking Scotch now, so that's it. No fun for everyone. No fun for anyone else.
I don't care about
China.
Scotch. I just don't.
I'm just saying. This is what are you drinking? Still.
All right.
Just carrying it.
All right. Well, there's a little Jack Daniels and all that too, by the way. Oh, another thing that I forgot to tell you about before with the American white oak, you can only use it once.
The barrels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they sell them to Europe.
And there's like a shortage of them too.
Yeah.
Right?
The biggest buyers for Jack Daniels are Jameson and Johnny Walker. So yeah, and that's been going on for about 40 years. So if you buy like that $80 shot of Johnny Walker Blue at the bar, chances are there's a little Jack Daniels in there too.
Fuck.
And Jack Daniels is garbage. So I just think
can't stand it, man.
Funny.
I was in a fucking liquor store. Someone had his hand on the giant bottle of Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
And I walked next to him and I grabbed the Evan Williams, which is like, I don't know, $25 cheaper.
Yeah.
And I walk away, and he stops me, and he's just like, "Hey, man, is that any good?" I'm like, compared to that, it's just exactly the same.
Just as good, if not better.
We used to drink that in college, the Evan Williams.
Yeah,
it was fucking cheap.
Quite the fucking headache, though.
Yeah,
especially if you're gonna mix it. If you're gonna mix it, why the fuck are you paying a premium for Jack? You can buy Eagle Rare for the same price, and sometimes cheaper. If you go to the place in Fishkill, I don't want to plug them, but. If you go to the place in Fishkill, the big fucking warehouse, it's cheaper to buy 2 bottles of Eagle Rare at a $7.50 than it is to buy a handle of Jack Daniels. Why the fuck would you ever buy Jack Daniels?
Yeah.
There have been times when I didn't really want a bourbon. I wanted I want a fucking Jack and Coke, and I've mixed Eagle Rare with Coca-Cola and gotten shit for it. It's like, this is the same price as Jack Daniels. What's the fucking problem?
Yeah.
I'm not in the mood to get shit-faced right now, so I'm mixing it with soda. You know, I don't see a problem with that at all.
No. Fuck it.
$44 for a bottle of Jack Daniels. What the fuck is wrong with these people?
It's fucking branding, man. That's all it is.
It's all branding. It's all branding and advertising.
That's why we're not doing that well.
Jim Beam is better.
That's why this show isn't doing well. Because we're just not good at
branding and advertising. Hey, I'm making fucking stickers. What the hell are you doing? My stickers are awesome.
I'm making intros and.
Do you realize how much graphic design work went into that?
Yeah, this is pretty fucking cool. I gotta put this somewhere special.
Thank you for a little fucking.
Go
I
fuck
gave
yourself.
him one 2 weeks ago, and he hasn't even put it on his car yet.
I'm absent-minded. Absent-minded. I don't do well with thinking and remembering.
Not for nothing, but I am very proud of the new design. I think it's better. You know, I was worried too much about putting like the Facebook page or like a link on it. It's like nobody's fucking reading that. If they're really interested, they're gonna Google it.
Oh, time lapse! I want to talk about fucking time lapse. That fucking show, that movie.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this movie?
No, I'm so out of the loop with that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah? You don't have like Netflix or anything?
Oh, we do.
You
I
should
just don't watch a lot of TV. We watch
do you
Impractical
like
Jokers is like the only show we watch on TV.
So we can talk about this in a very abstract way without getting very specific into the movie because we don't want to give away the ending either.
No.
Okay.
No.
So how much do you know about time travel movies?
I mean, a fair amount, I would say.
So there's 2 kind of schools of thought. Or actually there's 3, right? Where like Terminator is cyclical. You go back, you change things, and that can affect the future, and then that future can go back and change more shit.
Right.
Right? Then there's Back to the Future, where you have a timeline, you deviate from the timeline, you create a new timeline.
Right.
You can't ever get back to the original one, but you can go back and create another split off, right? And create a new future. Then there's the Bill and Ted version, right? And I know that sounds stupid, but they were the first ones to do it,
right.
Where they go, hey, if we win, let's just get in the time machine later, go back and grab Dad's keys from when we know they're there, and we'll put them there. And then they go there, and the keys are there because they win in the end, right?
It's already written.
So it's
right.
not even necessarily already written. You have to think of it as time is a river that you can step out of and walk upstream.
I'm
into
learning
the
a
past
lot during this segment.
Grab something. But it is kind of already written because his dad's keys were missing for days because they took them and
They'd
put
already
them
taken
there.
them. Right. Yeah.
So their winning was already kind of predestined. So you still have free will and everything, but it's still the past, even though it happened in the future.
Well, that's why that was the thing. Like I watched Bill and Ted again, and like a while later, and this concept of time travel always fucked me up because it's a very abstract way of thinking about it. I was like, why the fuck is George Carlin going back to help them, but they already worship them here? Why does he have to go back? Because that's
it's all part of it.
That's part of
the
destiny, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's kind of like
if he doesn't do that,
but the thing
happen.
the thing is, if he doesn't do it, then he ceases to exist in the first place. So it does happen.
Right.
So it's the way that I like to think about it is time is like a river flowing downstream, and upstream is the past, downstream is the future. You can step out and you can walk upstream and get back in.
Yeah.
But it's always going to be moving forward. That's kind of what they were trying to do, but the clock is always ticking in San Dimas thing doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Because you have a time machine and you can just go back.
Right.
So, yeah.
It was just that whole concept where like, oh, remember the trash can, and the fucking trash can falls from the ceiling, and and I'm like, why is that? Why does that work? What does that make? It doesn't make any sense. But like, I watched this movie Time Lapse, and it's the same theory of time travel. Like, you know,
the premise of this movie is they find a camera next door in their neighbor's house that basically it shows the future.
Okay.
It shows a day ahead.
24 hours.
Yeah. And so they say, hey, what if tomorrow, this is very, very boiling it down. I don't want to give the whole plot away. Very boiling it down. He goes, what if tomorrow I went to the track and I get all of the stats, like all the dogs that win at the track, and then I just post them in a window. And then it goes ka-chunk, and a Polaroid comes out, and it shows that. So he goes, okay, so I can go bet on these dogs, and then all I have to do is tomorrow post them in the window.
Right.
But then you come to the question is, what happens if you don't do it? Do you disrupt space-time and everyone dies? What happens? It's very scary, but just the thought, it's Schrodinger's cat.
Yes.
That's the whole thing.
Yes.
That's the entire premise of that movie is Schrodinger's cat. Once you affect something, once you insert your own psyche into it, you change it. So, if you follow this blindly, what set it into motion in the first place?
Right.
That's the whole point of the movie.
And
I think that movie has a great message, and it's very fucked up and psychological. And it's one of those movies, even if you don't get it, even if you don't get 90% of it, it's still entertaining because it all makes sense at the end.
It was a fucking white knuckle too, man. I was like so fucking. It gave me such anxiety, but I couldn't stop watching it.
It sounds really cool.
It wasn't great, but just the concept and everything. There were a few holes
It's one of those
here and
movies
there
that I
were a
wish
little
that I
weird.
could have written myself because I could have filmed that on a budget of a couple of grand. You know,
Oh yeah,
it's like
super
2 rooms.
It's super low budget.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things where you just wish you'd come up with that concept and you could
but the
fucking
plot really carries it.
just make a movie for almost no budget. And they did a great job.
Yeah,
they
it's a
spent
wild
most of the money
fucking
on the
movie.
machine, which is a big prop, and like the one actor, the scientist that came up with the thing. That was the
Oh,
only
yeah.
kind of well-known actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on that show Sliders. You remember that show?
Yes,
Yeah.
the bearded guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like he wasn't even in it. It was just photos.
Yeah. Yeah. They probably spent most of their budget just on him being on set for a day.
It was a wild movie, but like for days after, I'm like, I texted him on the ride home. I'm driving home, and like I wasn't like texting.
Yeah.
I do the talk to text thing, which is just fucking annoying, but I do it anyway. But I was just thinking about it. I'm sitting there and I'm like, fuck, I gotta text Adam. I'm like, man, we gotta talk about this on the show because I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And then literally, as he's texting me, like as I hear it going off, I'm thinking like, wait a minute. And all of a sudden boop, snapped into place, and I was like, yeah, clicked, and I was like, oh fuck, I get it now. So yeah.
Yeah.
It took a minute.
So those are like the 3 accepted movie time travel kind of setups.
Yeah.
But they're all fantasy, really. I don't think you can travel back in time. I think you travel forwards in time. That's proven and true.
Right.
But traveling back in time, I don't think that that's really possible.
What about through a wormhole?
That It's possible that you could send information, but I don't really think that you could go.
Physically go through it.
Yeah. Interstellar, which you still haven't seen, right? Have you seen Interstellar?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, Interstellar, it's kind of the way that they kind of do it in that movie is these beings No, I'm not giving away anything. Whatever sends back these messages kind of enters a place that there is no time. You're in all places at once. But you can't just fucking go there. You can't just step out and be there.
Mm-hmm.
But you can send information, you can affect things. And the whole point behind that movie is the only thing that can transcend time is gravity.
Oh.
So we're fucking dated. This movie came out like almost 2 years ago now.
Yeah, I saw it. Everybody said it was amazing, but like, I was like, it's a guy who builds a rocket ship and goes to the space. I don't care.
Goes to the space?
Yeah, goes to the space. The space man.
I thought
it
way
was
more than that.
Yeah. But
it's
I
great.
started hearing that
you can watch it for nothing. It's on Stars or not Stars. Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, you ought to watch it.
I've just been lazy about
it.
it.
But they touch on things.
I hear it's heavy though. It's a heavy movie, right?
Oh yeah. It's not something you want to watch like drunk or high.
Yeah, Brooke. Brooke and I will we get home sometimes. We're like, you want to watch a movie? Yeah. What do you want to watch? I want to watch something fucking dumb.
Yeah. Oh, I'm there all the time. Yeah. As far as Interstellar goes, I've seen Interstellar twice, and I'm working on a third time. Because I keep putting it on and falling asleep. So it's like I make it 15 minutes in, and then I fall asleep without my CPAP machine. Start snoring. Amy wakes me up, and I put the machine on. So I keep trying to watch it, but I just haven't gotten through it the third time. But I want to watch it a third time because I really like it.
I've never seen Harry Potter because of that exact reason.
Yeah, I've never seen Harry Potter because it looks awful.
Yeah.
Oh man, I read the books. I watched the movies.
He loves
I was
Harry
all
Potter.
in. Yeah,
I tried to watch it. I just fall asleep every time.
Yeah. It's because you're not 7. So.
I found out that the Star Wars Force Awakens on Blu-ray in April. Fucking
wow.
April.
Churning them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 months.
That's awesome.
I'm so fucking excited. I was so stoked when I saw that. I was like,
You're just trying to change that. He's just trying to change the subject from Harry Potter.
You haven't fucking seen it yet? Oh,
yeah, go see it.
Yeah, I have to see it.
I was a little
Are
kid.
you a Star Wars fan?
I am a Star Wars fan. I just didn't make it out to the theater.
Because you don't really even need to be. I mean, it's one of those where you could be all in just with this one. So
I saw a Spotify playlist.
Do not listen to the New Year's show of this show because there's a major spoiler.
Oh yeah, we crushed.
Which we don't really warn you at all. Right?
Not at all.
Yeah.
I say, well, we probably should stay spoiler alert, and he goes, about what? And then he says it, and it's just like, oh, you cocksucker. And Derek actually listened to it like a couple days later. He goes, you motherfuckers! I almost listened to the show yesterday before I went to see the Star Wars movie. I was like, well, you got lucky.
Yeah, you see, if I knew you a little bit better, I would have just said it just now. But yeah, no, I can't do it. I can't. I want to. I wanted to do it right in that moment. I'd be like, "You mean when I said this?"
Yeah. But it was beautiful. It was fucking just really just satisfying because those prequels were just dog shits. They're so bad. I tried to rewatch them.
Yeah, we tried to.
They are hard to watch. They are a fucking tough pill to swallow.
They were great in a lot of ways and just garbage in most ways.
Yeah.
The visuals were so awesome, especially for back then.
Yeah.
Honestly, especially the first one. The lightsaber duels.
Oh.
We had never seen anything that looked that good.
Yeah.
Like the Darth Maul thing, just watch that scene and then don't watch the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Just
skip right
watch
to the
when
end.
fucking Qui-Gon dies and then that's that. Spoiler alert, sorry.
The only, we were just the best swordplay we saw was in Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of you watch it again, you're kind of like, "Oh, this is cool. It's good, but it's very, stiff. It's very rigid."
Okay, so the thing you need to think about, and this is a kind of a realization, digital versus analog. They could only have so many takes, and they didn't know what it looked like until days later. Sure, they had video monitors back then, so it was shot on magnetic tape, but it wasn't what the movie was. It was a camera on top of the film camera that shot it so that they could say, okay, that looked pretty good. But it was still like a lot more pressure.
Yeah.
Because it could be weeks before they realized, hey, guys, that entire reel didn't come out. You know?
Yeah.
That could happen. Like a chemical could get fucked up or something like that, and the reel didn't develop properly.
Fucking
They
developing
got to
film.
reshoot the whole fucking scene.
Yeah.
So stuff like that, like I kind of realized they couldn't have them jumping around and doing acrobatics for 12 days. Because just think about it, like digital, you have people there, you're paying them to be there. You got to fucking film spooling that whole time. That's pennies every fucking frame. So just figuring that out costs money.
Yeah.
So they had to kind of just work with what they had. Yeah.
But we went from that to a fucking double-bladed light
Yeah.
staff and fucking, oh my God. That was the most insane shit I've ever seen in my life. I was like, this movie's great. I went home, that last scene, I was like, this is the best movie ever. And I went home and I was like, it was awesome. No, wait, no, it wasn't. It was terrible. The whole movie was terrible except that last bit. Shit.
Yeah,
I walked away not like
I went into
that
that one kind of knowing that I was going to hate it, and then got kind of turned back around. It was Liam Neeson and Ewan McGregor really saved it.
Hell yeah.
They were great choices, and why the fuck are we talking about a 13-year-old movie right now?
I was going to talk about Poe Dameron, the pilot in the new movie. He's like ace fucking fighter pilot. They have his playlist on Spotify was Kenny Loggins' Danger Zone 14 times in a row.
Okay, I was gonna talk shit about this, but that's amazing.
Just picture that in his head while he's doing his trickery in the air. But yeah, man.
Yeah, go see that.
So stoked for the rest of the
It'll
shit.
be at the
Definitely
South
on
Hills
the
for like
list.
the next
Yeah.
7 months.
Fucking, it's on DVD within 6 months.
That's kind of the way they have to do things now because everything's pirated so fast.
Yeah, they're keeping the ball in the
So
air.
they just have to do that. They have to, and it's kind of good because shit was getting out of hand. Fucking $34 for a Blu-ray? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Give me a goddamn break. 4K video, you're gonna be able to stream in about 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, I get it. They own it. They made it. They should get paid. But come on.
A lot of that's manufacturing, though. The
Yeah.
CD.
Oh, I know.
That's going to be a thing of the past too, probably pretty soon.
Yeah, man. Like
Yeah.
there's movies that come out that they're all they are is like an iTunes release.
Yeah.
Or they got what's his name? Adam Sandler signed that contract with Netflix to make
a bunch of garbage fucking
to make
movies.
6 horrible movies. He's got 2 down. 4 more to go.
Ridiculous 6.
Well, I mean,
I haven't seen it.
I watched.
Was it
I
bad?
watched some of it.
Yeah.
It was really bad. Yeah.
I saw the cobbler.
Amy was like, drawing, I think, and she had it on, and I sat down and I was like, "What the fuck is this? This is the worst thing ever." And she wasn't watching it's like seriously.
Yeah.
It
It has like a half a star on
It was
Netflix.
fucking awful.
You know how
It was
bad
so
that's got to be
bad.
to have a half a star on
Yeah.
Netflix? I've watched 3-star movies. I'm like, this is shit.
Yeah.
Who the
What
fuck like this
We
garbage?
just watched a bunch of stuff that I wanted to talk to you about. God damn it. Whatever.
Womp womp.
Yeah. Amy will let me know.
Corrections and omissions for next week.
Yeah.
Back.
Oh no, it was a Ryan Reynolds movie.
My favorite.
Yeah. Do you remember?
Voices?
Do you remember? Yes.
I saw the preview for
Fucking
it.
watch that.
I want to see
Absolutely watch that. It reminds me of that movie, The Nines, that he was in.
it. Yeah. I like that movie.
Yeah. Totally, absolutely.
Seen
watch
The
that.
Nines?
Haven't.
Seen Voices?
Yeah. Haven't.
I want to see Voices.
Do you
It's
like
about-
Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
Ryan likes him for his body.
I like Waiting.
He's got that V.
Waiting was the shit.
Waiting's so
great.
fucking
It's so
funny.
angry.
Andy Milonakis is in it.
just fucking huffing
Whippets in the walk-in.
Whippets, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Waiting-
Voices
Waiting
is about he's like this weird like awkward social guy.
He
talks, his dog and his cat talk to him
and
he
his dog
talks
looks like
back.
Clover.
Yeah, it's a mastiff.
Yeah. But the okay, so the guy has mental problems. You don't really know why or what happened, but he's like on some sort of work release program. He was in an institution, and everything's supposed to be fine. He has a psychiatrist, and he has this job at a factory that makes like bathtubs, like fiberglass bathtubs. And he has to, like, everyone wears these pink jumpsuits, and they drive pink forklifts throughout the whole thing. And yeah, it's just
It's out there.
It's a dark comedy.
Yeah, you realize that you're seeing some things through his delusion and some things through reality, and he talks to his cat and his dog. Or
It's
they
like-
talk to him at least.
Who are voiced by him.
Is it like
Yeah. Yeah.
Wilfred kind of?
Yeah, but more murdery. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That and it becomes very clear that it is just his delusion pretty early on.
Oh, okay.
So whereas Wilfred was real. So
He did a movie too, right, where he was like trapped in a box the whole time?
oh my God.
What's that called?
That movie fucking skeeves me out. I think it was called The Box. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds. He was a military contractor. He drove a truck in Iraq.
Ryan
Yeah.
Reynolds in the box.
Yeah, and
it was. It's
yeah.
the box. Oh, no,
Yeah.
Buried. It's
Oh,
called Buried.
really? Yeah. Okay. So that movie will skeeve you the fuck out.
The whole movie's in
It's
the
all
box.
in the
right?
box.
Yeah,
It's all in the
pretty
box.
Nuts.
They fucking bury. They capture him. They bury him in a coffin, and they give him a cell phone, a lighter, and a little flashlight. And he's supposed to negotiate his way out and pay these people.
I don't know if I could watch this. I'm
It's
not good with tight spaces.
horrible. Horrible.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
fucked up
it's
premise.
fucking freaking me out
Yeah.
talking about it. I could not fucking deal with it. And apparently it was pretty terrible to film too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they had a series of boxes they had to film in, and they had a glass side to them.
Yeah.
And I think there was 4 of them, and some of them had a glass at the top, either side, and then the end. And I think there might have been one at the top, but yeah. So he pretty much filmed it inside of a box, like
Fucking shit.
inside of fucking locked in a box.
Yeah. Like Guardians of the Galaxy. They filmed it in space.
No,
Oh. Sorry.
just gonna let you sit on that for a minute.
That wasn't a good one.
No,
Not one of my best. We have crash.
no,
report.
it was one of your worst.
Anyway, what the fuck was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought with that bad joke.
Yeah, you lost everyone's train of
Buried.
thought with that bad joke.
Buried Ryan Reynolds. I'm out. I lost.
Yeah,
I lost it. Sorry. My bad. What are you thinking here?
I don't know.
134. We got more. Oh, yeah. You said the Foo Fighters before you saw them. You saw that they're
Mhm.
on hiatus now, huh?
Is that for real though, or
Yeah.
that is?
There was a rumor that Dave Grohl was gonna do a
solo thing.
a solo thing,
Yeah.
but Taylor
Hawkins. Yeah.
he came out and said that's just bullshit. They're just I mean, I
mean,
can read the whole thing, but
I
it's basically
Love the Foo Fighters, but I'm kind of like enough already with the Foo Fighters.
Here-
I'm like
it's-
kind of tired of seeing.
it's
Dave
funny you
Grohl.
say that because they actually talk about that a little
Yeah.
bit. What is happening?
Because they had the HBO show, and then they fucking played every stadium in the country like 100 times, and I don't know. I just feel like Dave Grohl is just. I'm kind of tired of hearing his voice.
Well,
I kind of feel like bands don't break up anymore. They go on hiatus. Like, why
Yeah.
can't you just be like, we're
done.
we're just not no? But why
Yeah.
can't they just be like, we're not doing anything right
Right.
now.
Yeah.
I guess
Some bands.
it's like
do.
if someone's asking you if you're gonna come back to work on Monday and it's fucking Friday at 5:30. That's stupid.
Rammstein.
Do you always have to have a plan for when you're going to go back on tour and come out with another album?
Rammstein.
What happened to when bands came out with an album every 3 to 5 years? Like, that's how it used to
Yeah.
be.
Oh, now it's every year, every 2.
Because everything's so ephemeral, it changes so quickly. People forget about bands so quickly.
guess.
There's nothing that really sticks. Even like Saint Vincent, like she's awesome. She played SNL. Nobody knows who the fuck she is. Nobody
Yeah, you
plays
just-
her on the radio.
That went right over
Never
my
heard
head.
of it.
I don't fucking never heard.
You know,
of it.
she's great. But I don't think they have the luxury to put out an album every 3 to 5 years anymore. You know, it's like you got to turn it out. Like, you know, you were saying before with the DVDs, it's got to come out now. Otherwise people forget about it. You know.
Yeah, just our attention spans are just
sucks.
gone.
Yeah.
I just
gone.
like Pearl Jam. They just didn't do anything for like 3-4 years, and then they'd have them out. They'd have an album. They'd go on tour for 18 months, and then you wouldn't hear from them for another 2 years, and then another album.
I mean, Weiland was on Howard Stern, and he was talking about pretty much that, just like the relentless touring. Because in order to sustain his style of living, he had to keep going out on the road constantly and playing shows.
Yeah, you're not making money selling records.
They're not making, you know, even back in the day, bands didn't make a ton of money selling records, but, you know, it's just now, you know, the brand name of his, you know, band is gone. It's hard to really, you had all those platforms back in the day. You had MTV, you know, people were listening to shit on RRV. Like, I don't even know what they play on RRV anymore, to be honest with you. Like, they're playing the old shit.
I don't know what it is either.
It's like
it's
like
90s,
alternative
it's
pop.
90s alternative, and then
Well,
weird shit that doesn't fit.
I think they keep the stable shit that everyone knows.
Yeah, like the Toadies.
Like, they'll play Possum Kingdom.
That's
for,
fuck.
like,
That was just that is exactly.
I
was
just
in
said
my
the
head.
Toadies. He said Possum Kingdom.
I was already thinking about it. I'm like, that goddamn song, that
Yeah.
fucking song.
You know, they'll play that shit that everyone's used to, and then I think they tried some other shit to see kind of what sticks, and I don't think anything really sticks.
Yeah, nothing comes to mind.
Yeah. I mean, I
or
don't know.
like Royal Blood's the only new band that I think is good.
And I was surprised that they were playing them.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
what the fuck? This is
Yeah.
I was like, this is the first time I've
haven't
listened to
even
the
heard them
radio
on
in
there.
forever.
Yeah.
90% of like my new music that I like has been introduced to me by you on this show.
Yeah.
So it's them and Dead Sarah.
I get that, I get those green treats up in me. I'm like, have you heard this band? Have you heard that band? Have you heard this band? Check this out.
So how do you find out about new music now?
I just scan. You want to know how I found out about Royal Blood and Dead Sarah? I typed in best rock bands of 2015 or 2014.
Yeah.
I swear to God, best hard rock bands, and then a bunch of bands came up. I listened to them. Royal Blood, I was like, this is the best shit I've ever heard. Another band's called King of the North. He's a guitar player that splits his guitar, bass, and guitar. Then there's Dead Sarah. Those I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
I haven't.
They're great. They're really cool. Like really dirty blues, raspy. The lead singer,
Dead Sarah is the shit.
I'll have to check them out.
Yeah.
Sounds like something.
Like let's play a clip after the show's over so you can
Yeah. It's her and her guitarist. They basically started the band and then they got backing musicians for them and everything like that. They're really fucking good. Really fucking good. And yeah, I find out about them that way. I have to search for good shit. Like once in a while on Spotify, something will pop up and I'll go, what the hell is that? But it's mostly me going, I want to listen to something new. Time to find something new.
Yeah.
I listen to stuff on the radio. RV, we know a bunch of people over there who still do shit over there. I'm not going to shit on the radio station, but it isn't what I want to listen to.
I'll shit on their radio station all I fucking
It
feel like.
it isn't what I want to listen to. It's not. It's nowhere near what I want to listen to. I need something.
I listen to VKR a lot on the Vassar station.
Yeah.
They'll play some cool shit on
You know
there
who's
from time to
good?
time.
Is it 12? Yeah, from 12 to 3 on Friday. It's Primitive George. He plays 70s
I've heard him.
Surf rock. He plays like Mudhoney and shit.
And then,
I'll fucking listen to that. I didn't know about this shit.
It's wild shit.
The
he's
Bachelor
great.
Pad in Colony 3. Later in the day is Johnny the Boy. He does all these sound bites with Quagmire. It's pretty funny. He plays some cool shit too.
Yeah. Oh, and in the morning too, from 9 to 11, 9 to noon is the Big Blue Kitchen.
Yep.
And it's all fucking just great blues, some like wacky shit, and it's a great station. But like when it comes to like new stuff, like the new rock alternative, they're playing Imagine Dragons, and Of Mice and Men,
but
and
they're also a Cumulus station, right? Like all the other
Town
stations.
They're Town Square now.
Oh, Town Square. Okay.
I don't know. They're keeping from what I heard, as far as I know. This is all just spec. They're keeping the format the way it is.
Yeah, I knew a lot of people that got fired when changed over to Town Square.
Yeah, they took quite a beating over there.
The
the nature
one
of
of
the
my
business.
roommates at the time during the transition, I found out later, was here for the transition. He worked for Town Square Media out of Albany.
Oh, so he was the big ugly axe.
He was the he was the transition. Oof. And I didn't know that because he couldn't legally tell me that that's what he was here for. I don't even fucking remember the guy's name. He was just like a sublet, rented a room out of my place. But yeah, he was like, "Oh, I work for Town Square Media out of Albany. I'm going to be here for like 6 months." So I was like, "Oh, cool.
I'm going to be here for 6 months dismantling everything.
No big deal." And he's like, "Yeah, I work for Town Square Media, and we're here. We're acquiring Cumulus. So I'm here to kind of do." He was doing the morning show on the country station,
The Wolf,
WRWD or something like that.
No,
I don't know.
94.3.
Yeah.
The Wolf.
So whatever Cumulus's country station was, he came in. He was like, "So I used to work from home, but now I have to be here 4 days a week." So he had an apartment in Albany and then stayed here during the week at my place to do the morning show on the country station, but apparently he was also in charge of a lot of firings.
And so who owns WPDH?
Town Square.
Town Square,
so,
yeah.
Like, and K104?
K104 is Pamel, I want to believe.
Okay.
Pamel Broadcasting?
Because it just seems...
Pan?
Yeah, I think it's like Pamal. Yeah, whatever that shit is.
Pam.
I pass it a lot. But it just seemed like there's corporations that really kind of are behind obviously what gets played. I think back in the day, like there was more independent radio stations and they had more freedom to play certain things. I mean, now it just seemed like there's just conglomerate radio stations that like.
It's kind of like they have to fall into some kind of a niche, and that niche is going to be people that don't care at all, that are just going to listen.
Right.
Because it's dead, it's over, it's done.
Radio in general.
Yeah, I like when I'm in the car now, I listen to NPR until I get annoyed enough with it, and then I turn it off.
Right.
And then I listen to nothing.
Yeah.
I got my headphones.
I'm not in the car long enough to fucking really want to worry about it.
Right.
Like I like NPR, but I hate National Public. Oh no, I like National Public Radio.
You
I hate Northeast Public Radio, which we have around here.
WAMC.
Yeah. So when I commute south, like do weddings and all the stuff I do down there, when I pick up WNYC, I fucking love that station.
I don't even know.
It's great. That's National Public Radio.
Oh,
that's
okay.
New York City's NPR.
Oh, okay.
It's fucking great. They have great content, great personalities. They do a great job.
It's
Whereas
not like
Alan Shartok fucking telling you his opinion, and then his opinion is fucking just sublimated throughout the entire goddamn station.
We're here with local purveyor. This is Carol's stationery, and we have her in showing off her beautiful stationery. And can you tell us about what kind of fibers that I see in here? I see a little darker fibers than the others. Like it's just like, oh my god, I want to fucking kill myself.
Do you still have CDs in your car?
No, fuck that shit.
My car has a tape deck. Still.
Oh, badass.
Yeah, I don't have any tapes, but I mean, I have like 6 tapes. I should fucking bring my tapes in my car. I have no code on fucking VHS.
That was awesome. I had an old Toyota a couple years ago, and I broke out a box of old cassettes, and that was fucking sweet to listen to all those old tapes.
I should totally make mixtapes for my car. I should just do that.
I was a stubborn...
Because it takes as long to listen to it as it does to make it. And nowadays, it's like... fucking 12 tracks? I gotta listen to 12 songs to listen to them again and again and again and again and again?
Yeah.
No fucking way.
I can make you one. I can burn a CD. Who fucking burns a CD? I'll throw them on a USB stick for you and shove it up your ass. You'll be listening. You can hear it from there.
I had my last car, and I was just too lazy when I sold it to just swap the stereo. Like, it was pretty much the same year and model, and I was like just too lazy to swap the stereo into the other car. So who's calling us?
I don't know. Hang on a second.
Yeah, so I had like a pretty nice stereo that came with the last car, and just couldn't be bothered. I just don't listen to music in the car.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I mean, I'll listen to music on my phone, but or just stream shit off the web.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's true. I mean, there's not too much I listen to on the radio. When I get fed up with the radio, I do shut it off, and it's like, it's just enough.
I don't know. I entertain myself enough just like having arguments in my own head.
I don't keep CDs in my car, but I have an entire. I had to make a shelf because I have so many CDs. I still buy.
If I
them.
had a CD player in my,
I still buy CDs.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah.
Not vinyl. Are you into vinyl?
I buy vinyl.
No.
I only buy vinyl if it's recorded analog.
I feel like
still.
No.
Lasts the test of time though. Like I have records from the '60s and shit that still play. Every one of my CDs from when I was growing up skips like a motherfucker. I also didn't take very good care of them. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, I take it out, I rip it, and it goes back on the shelf, and it never comes back out.
So
ever
basically,
again.
there's no difference between that and him just downloading it.
But
the liner notes.
I purchase it. I look at the liner notes.
You have it for the apocalypse, which is awesome.
Exactly.
So,
but when it comes for me, records, I'm a fucking. I was a stickler. I wouldn't let go of cassette tapes, and then I wouldn't let go of CDs, and then I got my iPod. And I put all my stuff on my iPod. I started doing these.
And he has a 12-year-old iPod.
Sound engineer. I still have my 2005 and a half fucking iPod.
I still have mine too.
Yeah,
it's
got
fucking small ass.
Yeah, I was listening to Skindred on the way home.
I have broken probably 20 iPods since you fucking got my iPod. I don't have an iPod right now.
But what I was
because they're all broken.
But I can't see the screen, but I could still like if I just
you can still go like
songs. Yes.
He got all upset because he tried to do mine.
It didn't make the noise.
Yeah.
I wanted it to make the noise. That's the whole point.
So, oh, fucking, what was I getting at? I got my iPod, and I was doing the class down in Institute of Audio Research, learning audio and everything like that. And then I saw Pro Tools for the first time, digital recording and everything like that. I went, fuck tape, fuck analog, fuck all that shit. This is where it's going to be. And now it's so goddamn good, you almost can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
And the records, but here's what bothers me about records that come out now. If the band took the time to record in analog, mix in analog, master, and down to fucking a record, I'll buy it.
I hear what you're saying.
I have no problem buying it.
So you're listening to an analog,
but
something on analog that was recorded digitally.
But the moment anything digital touches that recording, you might as well fucking throw out the vinyl. It's not worth it.
That's a good point.
And that's why I'm not for newer stuff. It's definitely a gimmick.
Yeah,
it's definitely a gimmick, and
that's
I
why
get
I hate
that
it so much.
And that's why I didn't buy a lot of albums recently that were on vinyl, but I've got fucking Every Good Boy Deserves Fudge on vinyl. They had a reissue. It's a fully remastered analog reissue. It's fucking spectacular.
It's a great album.
And I bought that for like $20, brand new. I'm gonna fucking buy that. I'm gonna get Pearl Jam Versus on vinyl.
Yeah.
That's the one Pearl Jam album I don't have on vinyl because
that
it's $42.
But that's be they might use the actual tapes for that.
They are. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So those I want, and I definitely want older stuff. That's the big thing. But I've kind of slowed down with it because I want to buy a better turntable because mine is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But it's like I love digital stuff, and I love digital stuff because I'm lazy. That's the truth. Like, there's almost no this is my fucking iPad. There's almost no music on this.
Right.
Because I'm almost always on Wi-Fi, and I could just listen to it on Spotify, and then I don't have to do anything.
I mean...
So, I have to listen to a commercial every fucking 2 hours. Who cares? I'm fine with that.
It makes sense. It's easier to bring that around than a boatload of fucking CDs
of course.
And shit.
But if I had a CD player in my car, you could be sure that I would have my big fucking 200 CD booklet. I still have that.
So do I.
With the only thing that's in it are all the CDs that I've lost the jewel cases for. But I have my shelf full of CDs, and I'll never get rid of that. Especially a lot of the ones like the Pearl Jam live albums and stuff like that. Like,
oh, you have a bunch of those.
Yeah,
too.
I got like 30 of them.
I bought 2.
It's just those cool, like cases and the liner notes and all that stuff.
We are talking about CDs like guys in the 90s were talking about vinyl. Like, oh, you just open it and that smell, man. Like, that's where it's at. This CD shit is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
And
Well,
now we're
I
like,
think-
oh,
I-
you get the liner notes.
Well, I think the
and
big
got
thing
the fucking artwork.
we've talked
and
about we've talked about this before, but I think the big thing that's been lost is the album experience.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah.
You know, everybody said that in the late 80s, early 90s with singles. They said it's going to be gone. People are only going to buy the hits, blah, blah, blah. That's not what happened. It was, hey, so-and-so came out with a new album, and I'm going to listen to it on shuffle on Spotify.
Yeah.
And you're going to lose the whole album experience because artists aren't worrying about the album experience. They're coming out with 7 songs that are okay, 3 songs that are fucking great, and 2 songs that are just filler garbage.
Yeah.
And that's been the case for a very long time, ever since the whole singles era. But you listen to a fucking album like No Code from front to back, it has a flow, it has an idea, it has a reason for all of those songs.
I mean, I remember
you don't get that much.
Oh, you got very passionate there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pisses me off.
It give me
That and I
chills.
think my fucking ribs are broken.
But I remember being 13 and opening, reading the lyrics of, whatever, like Purple or, and just
Number
being
4. When did number 4 come out?
like 99.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Right there.
I mean, yeah, that is something that is very cool that's lost nowadays. With
I just
downloading.
especially remember like riding home in the car with a CD, like in a buddy's car or your parents' car or something like that with a CD on, and you going through the liner notes as you were listening to it for the first time.
Yeah.
You know, that's something no one's ever going to experience ever again. Like, no one under our age is ever going to experience that ever again.
You know how
You're
many-
never going to go to a fucking CD release party at midnight. It's just not going to fucking happen.
Yeah, fucking media play at midnight
Yeah,
for Pearl Jam Yield, man.
You might go see Star Wars at midnight in fucking 2049 or something like that. But you're not gonna have that same thing where it's like, I got this, now I have to wait to go to the car, and then I have to fucking
unwrap
shoot it with a handgun to open the goddamn case. And then fucking,
It's like a bitch.
lose a fucking tooth on the corner of it and put it in the CD player.
Yeah.
The CD player of your mom's minivan.
Well, the Discman was
Yeah.
the best when you put that,
Yeah.
on the disc, and then you had the tape that
You
go
click
in
it in wrong, it goes like, oh, fuck.
You got this ring going around it.
Yeah. It had,
I had
those
that for
4
the
little ball bearings, and if you got the one that didn't click right, it went.
My last car, actually the car before that, the Great White Hope, I called it. It was a 98 Chevy Blazer. Had a tape deck in it. It had a CD and tape deck. I never used a fucking CD player. I got I had my
I think
iPod.
I gave you the cassette adapter.
You gave me the
Yeah.
cassette adapter, and I
There you
used
go.
that for my iPod. It was fucking great.
Rigged
I was
it up.
like, holy shit, this brings me back. It's fucking great, though. Yeah, man. Like, I still... what was the last CD I got? I think it was King, Burn the Serum. It was the last album. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Clutch.
We just talked about Lion Eyes, too. I forgot to bring over my albums tonight. You got to remind me. Yeah.
Oh, Lion Eyes is another good one. Have you heard of them?
I haven't.
Lion Eyes is
haven't.
the shit.
They're like stoner rock reggae.
Yeah, they're gravitating way more towards stoner rock now. So if you check out their early stuff, that's a little bit better descriptive.
Yeah, it's
but
like
I'd probably dig that.
they start
Yeah.
out super reggae, and then they slowly just more and
fucking
more.
play it. Who cares? Screw YouTube. I don't care.
Okay. Let me find some.
Trustafarian. Do it. Do
yeah,
it right
yeah,
now.
that's the one.
Yeah, that's got to
always
be the one.
Hold on, where is it? Hold on. I have a.
This might not get us pulled. I think it'll be okay. It's an early album.
I gotta find it now.
Did you pass it? You passed it. You passed it. Yeah, this is the shit. Especially listen to the lyrics.
When I was a baby, my mama bathed me in gravy. She thought the power of flour would save me from the war. When I was a young man, she bought me some Ray-Bans and sent me out into the endless
There's nothing better than this.
Yeah. This
If you can just throw me your ball.
It's the fucking
yeah, these
shit.
guys fucking roll.
I like the riff.
Yeah. This and what's the other one?
I'm not going through the whole thing.
No, don't.
Dr. Livingston, Black Cat, Super Czar, like
Is Super Czar is the one that I'm
Yeah.
thinking of. Play Super Czar. Just do it. Just can you please?
I'm not
fucking-
doing it.
come
We're
on,
not
do it.
keeping
Come on.
going now.
I don't even care.
And I'll be like, oh, did you hear this? You hear that? You hear that? I was what I was getting
Super
at
Czar
was,
has like the best intro lyrically of any song ever made.
what I was getting at was the album. I remember like the last album I got or whatever the hell. I sat in my car and I was like shaking. I was like opening it and like I had the shakes. Like I was so excited to have the album. I finally have the album.
Yeah.
I put it in my CD player. My CD player just spits it right the fuck back out.
It goes like.
What
and
is
it
this
says
shit?
E
I haven't
R.
seen one of these
It
in 20
says
years.
ERR and like it flashes a few times and goes back to the radio. I was like, "Fuck you, you son of a bitch!" I had to go home, rip it, put it on my iPod, and then listen to
Well,
it. I was so mad.
You know, I gave you guys CDs, but one thing that we found making them is that nobody has a CD player anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Especially like in the city where we were playing a lot, nobody drives. You know, they walk everywhere, so they don't have cars, and in their homes they don't have CD players.
Everyone owns a Mac.
So you know, I'd give, and they don't even have a lot of them don't have disk drives.
This doesn't. I had a shit fit when I bought this thing. I was like, "This doesn't have a fucking CD-ROM. What the hell?"
Yeah.
Why the fuck would it?
I don't.
Why would it?
But it just it's foreign to me.
Yeah,
like
it's
that
crazy.
was like
Yeah.
the first time where I went, "It's the future, Rye. Calm the fuck down."
Yeah.
You know. But the fact that
Yeah, you can buy an old Mac for $12. Fucking put your CD in it.
might actually work though.
Yeah,
But that I get non-tangibility,
intangible.
Why not?
intangibility. Why not? That's
I
a good
got it.
title. In non.
No,
Why not?
non-tangibility. Why not?
So,
No, so it's non-tangibility. ... Why not? With a question mark.
we're naming
It's-
the
and
we're
I
naming
imagine-
the episode.
I imagine it like sweeping like this.
But that intangibility is what freaks me out.
Yeah.
Like I put my shit on the. I don't put anything on
Okay.
the cloud, but you put it on the cloud. You put it on your
That
computer, and your
should
computer
freak you out
fries.
because we come from a place where that intangibility fucked you over. It did. It really did. Like I bought Pearl Jam's self-titled album, their fucking 7th album, or where the fuck it was, the one with the avocado on it. I bought that on iTunes 7 computers ago. That was before the cloud. You had to import your shit into the new computer. That computer took a shit.
Yeah.
It was a PC on iTunes, took a shit. Sorry, you're fucked. I don't own that anymore. I have a ripped copy that I then transferred to other, computers. But had I not done that, that would have been that. That would have been it. I'm fucked.
That's the one I
Yeah.
just can't let go. I can't let go of that.
It's interesting. It's weird, but honestly, it's better for the world. It's better for the environment. It's better for because you can lower the whole thing with iTunes was you buy an album, it's $10. It's not $17. It's not $12.99. It's $10.
Which is good. But I think
so.
A lot of people are just listening to shit online for free, and
Yeah.
the mentality is that it's not worth anything. Like it.
Yeah.
Why am I going to pay for it if I could just
And-
stream it?
and I agree, and we've talked about this on the show before too.
And then
if I'm
ultimately
gonna,
that means music is worthless. To a degree.
We've talked about this on the show too before, where is like, some fucking movie. I'll watch it for free online. I was never going to see that. I was never going to pay for it. I was never going to pay for it. That was never going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it for free. Sure, that's bad. Sorry. But you were never going to get my money anyway.
Yeah.
Music might be a little bit different because it's shared. Very different. I don't do that with music. Like, if he gets an album, yeah, let me check it out. I'll get it for free from him. Chances are I was going to listen to it on Spotify anyway now.
Yeah.
If it's something that I really need on my iPod, I'm going to fucking pay for it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess people like even back in the day we would do it with CDs. Like someone would let you borrow a
you
CD,
burn
cassette
and
tapes.
then
You fucking record something off the
or
radio.
record it on tape, or record it off the radio.
Do you remember what we used to do with Napster?
Fuck. Oh
Yeah.
God.
What?
Napster.
Okay, so Napster.
I got some good shit off of Napster.
So
too. Some deep
yeah,
shit.
which I wish that I fucking had. Shit that you can't find anymore.
Yeah, you know.
I had Eddie Vedder doing a live version of Otis Redding's Dock on the Bay.
So do you think
You can't find that.
after all these years, do you think Lars was right, or do you think Lars?
I think he was wrong.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he was wrong too.
He was absolutely wrong. Because it was going to go that way anyway. Napster didn't fucking matter. Fuck that asshole. He's fine.
Yeah.
Lars is fucking fine.
But is he talking
Yeah.
about himself though, or is he talking about all the new musicians? Like the new
He was talking.
era of
No,
new
Lars
musicians?
was talking about himself.
He
If I thought that Lars was talking about all the new musicians, I give him a little bit of credit. But I just don't have that perception.
If
from
he
that at all.
if he approached it like a creative kind of standpoint, like man, I'm putting this out, like, and even then,
there's
he
another
wouldn't have
another
anything
thing where
to
it's
stand
like
on.
there's another thing where it's like you're putting it out. If it's good enough for people to pay for it, they will.
Right.
That's what it comes down to because you and I we've talked about. Okay, so Clutch, I had 3 of their albums I didn't fucking pay for. You paid for them. How many?
I didn't pay for them.
I'm wearing. Okay.
I had I had 2. I had one album and 2 burned copies.
What I'm saying is, so I've gotten burned copies off the internet.
My favorite fucking
Whatever,
band.
that's fine. I've seen Clutch 15 times now.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a sweatshirt and
Yeah,
a T-shirt right now.
Yeah.
And he left his hat at home.
I left my hat at home. I have 2 other hats that I could have been wearing. It could have been a trifecta, right? So the thing is, like, if I'm into them, I've given them money.
Yeah.
I have since paid for all their albums, but me being exposed to them for free at first was the only reason I got into them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be okay with a certain amount of that kind of piracy.
Giving shit away for free.
Yeah, it's different than movies. It's not the same with movies. Movies, you have that finite, very quick thing. You have a few weeks in the theaters, then it's going to get pirated, but it's going to be a shitty copy. Second it comes out on DVD, if you don't capitalize and sell as many copies as you can, it's done.
Yeah.
The second a movie comes out on DVD, 3-4 days later, you can find a perfectly good HD copy online.
But the other thing about movies
It's just the way of the
is,
world.
How many times you watch a movie?
Once.
Like,
Yeah.
Ghostbusters, I've seen a million fucking times.
But that's Ghostbusters. That's not fucking that's not movies that we're talking about.
Yeah, like
Ghostbusters you're going to watch a million fucking times.
Yeah.
You gave me or someone gave me a copy of Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
I've watched it 0 times since that
Jurassic World?
Jurassic World,
Yeah.
Gave it to me. I haven't watched it because I've already seen it in the theater. So
Yeah.
I'll probably watch it at some
But
point.
with music?
Yeah.
Man, I'll put on Pearl Jam 10 all the
Yeah.
I put it
Heard
on
it
last
like
week.
100 million
I was
times.
listening to fucking Brother or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
And that was
So
like,
so I think
actually,
it's
that
I think
doesn't
it's
count
kind
really,
of I think the whole point is if you're doing something that's great and something people can get behind, the people that we're going to get behind in the first place are going to pay for it.
Yeah.
And a very good example is I wanted a specific song for a video. I was going to make a video, and I wanted a very specific song, and I bought it for 99 cents off of iTunes just so I could just get it, get a good copy, be done with it. Not search the internet for 2 fucking hours to find one MP3.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of if you really want it, you're going to do that. Or you're going to if you don't really want it, you're going to listen to it on Spotify for free, and you're going to listen to commercials, then the band is going to make a little bit of money based on that.
There's certain bands that are like the Foo Fighters, obviously. People are going to spend money to go see them and buy their merch and shit. But like upcoming bands, like I feel like with the web too, though, like you could kind of see the band perform on YouTube. You could see their photos. You could listen to their music. Like growing up, we didn't have the web, so we'd go to the Chance and see a show. I feel like not as many people are coming out to shows in general for bands that they don't really know that well because they're kind of getting the experience online.
Yeah, because you can't vet them immediately. Yeah, which is the way I'm seeing that.
Yeah, I mean that's true. Like you go to the Chance, you see a band, and be like, "Oh, it was
like
alright."
what's the first thing we do when we see like openers for like we go see Clutch? What's the first thing we do? We go on SoundCloud, YouTube.
Shit, yeah, I know
all
everything
that
about
shit.
the openers
Yeah.
before I even get there.
And then you go,
Yeah.
okay, we can show up a half an hour late if you don't like them.
Right. But, back
Yeah.
in the day, that was very difficult to do.
Yeah.
If you didn't know who the band was
Mhm.
and you couldn't go to Media Player or whatever and buy
shit.
their CD, it's-
Skindred. Skindred's a perfect example. I showed up for a Seven Dust show. Who, Seven Dust, back then, first time I ever saw Seven Dust, I was like, God damn, this singer's fucking short. He's like 5'2". He's like Tony's height. Like a big M&M. Roll him down the fucking... Anyway.
I'm going to pull a big faux pas and go pee. I'll be right back.
All right.
Keep talking.
Skindred.
I haven't done this.
I go to Seven Dust, and band comes on. I'm standing next to Tony. I'm like, reggae metal? What the fuck is this shit? And they're playing, and I'm like, God damn, this is fucking great. And then I went out the next day and bought their album because I was like, holy fuck, I need this. I need to know. I need their album. I need them. But if I had seen them, if I had like gone on YouTube and watched their performance and listened to their music, I might not have been into it.
Yeah.
But because I saw it live, it just
It's part of
fucking
the
struck me in
experience.
such a fucking crazy way.
No, I've seen so many shows at the Chance over the years. It's
Oh,
crazy.
God, it's
I remember
ridiculous.
I saw Machine Head back in the day, and there was a band called Drain STH.
Yeah, the fucking the chick. They
my
were
God,
great, man.
I love them. And,
They're fucking great.
That was a perfect example of that. I went out and I bought their CD.
Yeah,
like,
what the hell was the name? Enter My Mind, I think was the name of the album. I might be
Yeah,
wrong.
there was like kind of like a old dude on the front or something. With
Oh,
like
that's Horror Wrestling. That's
Horror
their second.
Wrestling.
That's
Yeah,
their
yeah,
second
that's
album.
the one
yeah,
that I
one's
had.
cool.
But yeah, they were fucking cool. Like, but that's how you heard about bands.
Yeah.
You went to shows, and usually the opening act.
Yeah.
When I saw SDP, I had no idea who Local H was, and but
Yeah.
they actually stuck around. They had a hit.
Did they do shit? What was the song?
Local H.
Yeah. What? No.
What is
What
that?
was it? Mrs. Robinson? Is it? Did they redo that?
Oh no, they had that dun, 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 like that Bound for the Floor. It was called Bound,
Bound
for
to
the Floor.
Yeah, Bound to the Floor. Yeah, that one.
They still play it on R.
Wanna be down. Okay,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember that one now. Jesus, we're just fucking. But like, he was when he was talking before. I wanted to mention the Dresden Dolls. Have you
Yeah.
ever heard of the Dresden Dolls?
No.
I'm not really familiar with their music too much, but I watched a friend of mine, another musician who lives in Tennessee, posted something on Facebook that I watched. The lead singer of the Dresden Dolls was talking about how they released their album for free. They're like downloaded, and they said, we're accepting donations. Like they did
Yeah.
like a Kickstarter.
You know what, dude? It
They
doesn't.
made $1 million.
Yeah.
She's like, we'd never, ever, ever make $1 million on just selling records.
The actual
ever.
product.
We
Yeah.
would never do that. Not like we're just not that popular. People were like, "Here's $20."
Yeah.
Like it's not worth $20. It's $10.
It doesn't.
Here's 20. Here's 50.
Make sense. The overhead of making the CDs and the packaging and shit, it's just not even
Yeah.
worth it. Just do a download card or whatever. I think it's a better way to go.
I was talking about the Dresden Dolls. They did like a
Mhm.
Kickstarter. They made their own album. They set it out for free. Hey, give us money if you
Yeah,
if you
that's-
want
that's the
donation.
way
They
to
made
do
$1
it.
million.
Yeah, good for them.
It's out.
It's like
out
the
of
Louis
control.
C.K. thing. $5. Download the whole fucking
That
thing.
fucked everybody up.
Yeah.
You and the Louis C.K.
like,
Louis?
it's estimated that HBO lost $1 billion because of that.
Yeah.
No
he,
shit.
he released
Yeah.
his special for $5 on his website.
Like HBO's not doing comedy specials anymore. So imagine if they kept doing them for 30 more years.
Yeah.
It's like $1 billion.
Yeah.
We're
Holy
at
shit.
2 hours and 10 minutes.
I don't care. We didn't talk about drones.
Well, that's too bad. Because I'm starting to get squirmy.
No, it's okay. I couldn't. I had to pee. I didn't want to interrupt your conversation anymore.
So,
Sorry.
I guess we'll do this. Plugs?
The next issue of the Hudson Valley Transmitter comes out in May, so look out for that. And visit HudsonValleyTransmitter.com.
Yeah. Adam?
I will be at the Adams Bridal Shows, not to be confused with myself, Adams Fair Farms, for the next 2 weekends. Saturday will be in Poughkeepsie, and Sunday in Newburgh with Ryan Bosch.
Yeah.
And then next Saturday, we will be in Wappingers. And we will not be at the Kingston show. It's a long story. But anyway.
You made enemies, didn't you?
No. It's just the incompetence of others, pretty much.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah,
Mark,
it's fine.
man.
I had a wonderful time.
Thanks for having us.
I
Very
love
good job.
seeing you. It's
Us?
rare, but I love
Yeah.
seeing you, man. It's good
Very-
fucking just.
Yeah,
You're
no,
okay?
it's
You
cool to
talking to
catch
yourself?
up. I didn't tell you I brought my invisible
Yeah.
friend with me. But no, it was awesome to to be here and catch up.
Yeah.
Definitely, man.
It's silly.
Great
We
show.
do this fucking stupid thing every week. It just lets
Well,
me get
we'd
my.
be glad to have you
yayas
back.
out. Yeah, absolutely,
So,
man.
Rock and roll.
We're gonna try and get. I don't know. Maybe we'll do. Maybe
No,
we'll jam
I
or
want you guys to make music next time because I'm very disappointed.
We'll rock out. But play some of the old tunes.
I don't know. There's no recordings of that shit, so.
I really want you guys to just wing it. You know what we need to do?
embarrassing. I
Okay,
get all
here's
itchy.
here's what we need to do. So we have 2 mics here, and then a guitar mic, and then maybe just me and Amy will share this mic and critique you as you play.
Give us pointers.
This is the only music I can make nowadays. Just fucking joiner and outro shit.
It's mostly the GarageBand drummer.
Is this you, man?
Yeah.
Oh,
On GarageBand. This guy, I think this drummer is Aiden, if I'm not mistaken. He's an alt rock drummer.
Is he?
He is.
Fucking A.
I imagine Aiden to have blonde hair and very douchey ripped jeans.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was like the silhouette.
And he's
that
like,
they
he's
have.
too skinny. Like, he's too skinny.
Yeah.
What's going on?
He's got no shoulder muscles,
Yeah.
even though he's a drummer. I don't get it. I just don't get it. See these guys? You're just fucking twigs. Like you should be. You should just be fucking muscle here and then nothing below. Like all just blubber and there's giant fucking shoulders because you're just sitting there. Anyway, all right, that's enough.
Ryan likes his drummers with solid traps.
Yeah,
He likes to
rock
massage-
hard
he likes to
traps and
massage 'em.
shoulders. All right, HudsonValleyTransmitter.com. Check it out. We mention you every week, man. Just throw it out there.
For at least the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks.
So yeah, pick it up at the Crafted Cup. I almost called it the Crappy Cup.
I told Tanner about that story, too.
That's-
He's like, I didn't know it at that point.
It's an older story. Anyway, all right, next week, kids. I don't know what's going on. We'll figure out something last minute like we did this week.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.